to each other.
Sometimes it just slips in the wrong one.
That's right. Sometimes you just go with it.
I had a girlfriend once that absolutely was like adamant that I would never get a chance to try that with her, and she was like, "That's an awful thought." Like this, that, just went on and on and on about it. We tried it one night when she was drunk, and then she wanted me to do it all the time.
It tends to be how it goes sometimes.
It's like I have a feeling you've done this before.
You know. Oh, shit.
Jesus Christ. CP3's like, I hate James Harden. He's such an asshole to play with. All right, we'll just ship you to Oklahoma.
I mean, it seems. I mean, I don't know. The guy's been shipped around a little bit lately. It's the same. It's the same issue with like Rajon Rondo, where it's
Yep.
just like clearly you're the issue, not your coaches. You know, not the front office, not your teammates or anything like that. It's you. You're the common denominator in this.
Yeah.
I mean, I could see James Harden being an asshole though too. So
Yeah, I can't picture him and Russell Westbrook playing together again.
yeah, it's weird.
Like they didn't have the best relationship either, but
Right. Well, we'll see.
the NBA is a strange, strange place right now.
Who made a draft? Oh, Adam did.
And the NFL says they want some of that strangeness. Melvin Gordon is demanding a new contract or a trade.
Yep, I saw that. So here's the thing. He makes 5.6 mil.
Which is very much on the lower end for running backs.
No, it's not, dude.
Really? For like the top five or whatever?
Yeah, he's like sixth or seventh highest paid running back.
Okay.
Yeah.
What did Le'Veon Bell just get?
Well, he got 8 mil, but whatever.
Right.
Well,
And he sat out a year.
right.
No, I mean, it's a power move. Look, if your agent thinks you can make more, then yeah, pull your trump card, and if you get traded to like, the Cardinals or friggin' the Bills, then it's your own fault for opening your mouth.
Well, I think the way he looks at it as right now the Chargers are sitting with 10 million in cap space.
Oh, there you go.
So it's like, well, this is a perfect time because they can do it. They can turn around and pay you 10 mil and still have 5 million left on the cap, or they could move things around. Obviously, give you a bigger sign-up bonus for this year and an extension because he's a free agent next year. So he's sitting there going like, I'm in the last year of my contract. I'd rather cash in now. I had a great year. And
Yeah.
get an extension. If they want him there full time, first of all, they should be talking to extension anyways. But I think his thing is like they're probably not even talking extension right now, and he does not want to be franchise tagged because then
No,
you
because
have
that's
that
what
whole fucking thing.
that I don't know why they made that thing up because it just gives the teams like a crutch to
That's
just do
because
that every other year.
because it's Roger Goodell. Dude. Roger Goodell is a owner's GM. He does
Yeah.
everything he can to have the owners make money, have them have more power, and a franchise tag is how they do that. So the other thing too is, I mean, like, you got these fucking football players who are sitting there and being like, oh shit, Todd Gurley.
Oh yeah.
Todd Gurley going, oh, I led the league in touchdowns, and some guy in the NBA got 80 million, and I can't even pronounce his name. It's like, yeah, that's because those teams have 15 players. Your team
Yeah.
has 53.
That's 60. Yeah, exactly.
Like, there's a reason for that. They can't pay all their guys $60 million a year.
What's up, Ginger?
You guys talking foosball?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
That table game?
Yeah.
Ginger, I have a question for you.
Oh boy.
Are you let me get the whole question out. Are you wearing a Celtics shirt or are you wearing a St. Patrick's Day Bruins t-shirt?
St. Patrick's Day Bruins t-shirt.
Okay. There it is. Caught the A on the top of that. And I was like, yeah, I think that's one of those St. Patrick's Day Bruins t-shirts.
Yeah, along with my Bruins PJ shorts as well.
There you go. Yeah, all the teams around here cash in on St. Patrick. Even the Red Sox, who don't play on
Well,
St.
yeah.
Patrick's Day, they will
Why wouldn't they? Isn't
because
New England a big Irish area?
I
Yeah,
mean,
it's
at
basically
one point it
Boston
used
is
to
like
be.
Boston is like the fucking center of the fucking New England, and yeah,
Well,
basically.
that was the big. Was it 1920s that they started shipping over a bunch of Irish and people like that to do like the work and shit like that around.
Yes, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
So it makes total sense for them to cash in on that.
Fuck yeah.
Why the fuck wouldn't you?
I mean, I get lucky because I have this guy at work that his wife is an accountant for the Bruins, so he gets all these fucking deals. Fucking, he offered me playoff tickets, and I was so fucking pissed that I couldn't fucking get them.
Nice.
Oh
But
wow!
no, he got me a St. Patrick's Day jersey for $50.
Oh damn!
So I was like, yeah, you're my fucking hookup, buddy.
Nice. Well, I mean, you gotta remember, like, I'm from Wisconsin, so we have a big German population here. So, like,
Yeah.
German Fest is huge. Fucking everywhere.
Ah,
Like,
okay.
every city has their own German Fest around here.
Is it
And
just
Oktoberfest.
brats?
No,
Just
it's
the brats.
brats, beer, polka music, the whole 9 yards.
No, my thing is like, I don't need a jersey for every holiday of the year. Like they have all these special July 4th jerseys for the whole MLB.
You know,
They do.
baseball's the worst by far. Baseball does
Yeah.
so many different things where, like, Memorial Day, Labor Day, they both get their Stars and Stripes things. They have, like, Armed
Yep.
Forces Day. They have
They have the armed force fatigue
Yeah.
jerseys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're the ones.
Bruins camouflage jerseys are fucking nice.
I mean, I'm sure they are. Like,
Yeah,
just
but they're
wanna-
like 220
yeah,
bucks when they
that's
fucking
what I
run
don't
it.
need. Like,
Yeah.
I can just imagine if I had boys instead of girls, they'd be like, "Oh, I want the July."
It's not.
And I was like that as a kid too. I wanted all like the third team,
Oh, fuck yeah.
colors and like all that shit. I wanted the black friggin' Celtics jersey with the green numbers. It's fucking badass.
Is Jason invisible?
My guess is he's doing his laundry.
He was doing it yesterday.
Yeah. Come on, you got 4 people living in your house. You know fucking laundry's never ending.
I know
Tell me about it. Tell me about it.
It's fucking brutal.
But you know what I do now? I just wash my stuff. And everybody else is here theirs.
Shit.
Oh my god, you weren't supposed to put that in the dryer. All right, well now I'm not doing the laundry anymore. So
Whenever he rematerializes in this dimension, I need him to post the links.
Oh shit! I didn't. We are doing the fucking picks for Evolve, right or no? I wasn't sure. Like,
Sorry, I was reading something.
who are you reading?
There's a subreddit I follow called Cursed Comments, and
Okay.
it's just really fucking bad things. So the post is, why is Billie Eilish's brother dating someone that looks exactly like Billie? And one of the comment is, because Billie isn't 18 yet.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Wow.
Was it
by the
you that
way,
I dropped the Robert No, I think it was Adam, didn't I? I called her Robert Eyelash, and he like laughed, and I'm like, but you understood what I meant, didn't you? He's just laughing. It's like, yeah, I know who you're talking about.
so is Saturday the official day?
That depends.
Okay, because Samantha is down for whatever day
Okay.
you want to do it. So
Aw. JJ Watt, gonna miss you, CP3. Not many people know, but CP was literally the first celebrity to reach out and donate to the hurricane fundraiser.
Oh,
He had just recently been traded to Houston, called up and said he wanted to help. Very first one. Absolute legend.
there you go.
Dude, we love I loves me some JJ Watt.
Oh, he's a great fucking dude and a great
I mean,
player.
Imagine fucking Jesus. I don't know.
Imagine fucking
All right.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's fucking.
Can I
just
put
talk-
it in his
I'm
hand?
talking to myself. I should fucking.
What's up, guys?
Jason,
The
imagine fucking Jesus. Would you put it in his hand?
Now, are you saying imagine the act of fucking Jesus
Yes.
or fucking Jesus as a pejorative?
That's what I took it as when Ginger just said, "Imagine fucking Jesus." I took it as he wanted to stick his penis into his hand holes.
See, you got to be careful how you use fucking as an injector, because
Because
like,
otherwise you're going to inject it right into his palm.
dude, I've heard multiple dudes where I grew up would be like fucking drunk to be like, dude, fuck, man, like when I was fucking like a kid and stuff, I'm like, dude, nope,
Yep.
done with this conversation.
I am exiting this convo.
Funny though, there's just a little bit of tiny accent you had on that. It just reminded me of everybody I grew up with.
Just reminded me of you.
That's my typical default Jason Rumble voice. So
Really? Oh yeah. You know what?
fucking dude,
When he was on the sit down
match, dude.
Oh my god, when he was on the sit down, it was like talking to everybody from fucking Woburn and Riviera.
Malden is
Malden.
Malden.
Medford.
Medford, dude.
You said too much of a D there to actually be a Metha
I
person.
know. That's true. Well, I'm from Somerville, so
It's Metha.
Meffa
I
people
grew up
don't-
around Medford kids.
Meffa people
Dude,
don't get the D.
I fucking was Somerville for most of my life, so.
Ooh, I'm sorry.
Hey. All right. Where are you again? Oh, I can't even see you. You're all the way up in New Hampshire.
I'm just going to exit this conversation.
Better that
Oh,
way.
I did put this twice on the thing, didn't I? Shit. I think I put it there wrong. I changed one, and then I didn't realize I changed it back.
I thought we were just going to talk about Renee Michelle the second time. I mean, oof.
Hold on.
She's becoming the best part of the 24/7 title.
How quickly everyone forgot how giant her titties are.
Jesus.
This week.
Them things is banging.
Fuck
Because
is
the
history.
first time we saw her, it was the back of her at her wedding. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I didn't even remember she was in the Mae Young Classic till you pointed it out.
Yeah. Which, by the way, I do think I'm going to plan on doing the 2007 one. So I did the 2008 Mae Young, but we still have 2007 that hasn't been done. I might
In 2017.
2017. You know what I meant.
I was
so
like-
I may do that just because of the fact that it's been getting some good download numbers on our feed. So. people
Do you
seem
think
to
they're
like
doing
it.
one this year?
It's getting kind of late in the year to do it at this point, but possibly.
I'm still waiting on part 3.
Part 3 of what?
Wrestling with dicks.
Oh, you mean the second part of the Sunny stuff?
Yeah, man.
It's next week. I think it drops.
It's on Patreon, dude.
Yeah, it's on Patreon. You could listen to it.
Yeah,
at the
I-
show. But yeah, it's.
I like stacking them up.
It's
So does she.
So I've heard.
Yeah, it's. Yeah, it should be next week. I think. Hey, Jason.
Yes.
Can you post that lovely side by side of Scarlet and Hikaru onto Wrestle with the Plot for me?
Like now?
I mean, it's up now. I
Well, then somebody find something to replace one of those fucking perfect 10 topics that are the same, because that's what I was trying to figure out what it was before.
So I posted to Stardom Joshi because that's where Hikaru is, and I posted to our Scarlet Bordeaux. So if you have any other ones than that you want to go about doing, go ahead.
Good news is the way we're going, and it's almost 10 o'clock now, I'm actually going to turn 40 while we record this show.
Nice.
Oh shit!
Oh shit! You old fuck. You old fuck. You old fuck.
You guys want to talk about the?
Do you, hold on, Troy, do you have that picture handy that you can forward it to me so I don't have to dig through all the pictures in our fucking host thread?
Sure. Go ahead, Sal.
Do you guys want to talk about
Dicks.
Daniel Bryan putting the tag team division actually up, like boistering it up on SmackDown this week?
Did he, though?
I mean, we can talk about it. Did he do that?
I'm gonna be completely honest with you. As much as I love all the topics on the Perfect 10 this week, we got 3 fucking pay-per-views to go over.
Yeah. So
And
they-
the new tournament to
The
discuss.
perfect
so,
9.
So I don't think we need a number 7. Don't delete number 7. You gotta leave the numbers at least. Because
No, I was
otherwise
gonna-
it gets fucked up.
I was gonna make the number
Fix it.
black again.
No, don't. Well, you didn't. You just deleted it.
Okay.
So put it back. No,
Alright.
not with a period. Nope. Get the
Okay.
period out of there.
That's what
We're-
she said.
We're all dudes. Why would
We
you
don't
say
like periods.
that? Yeah. All right.
Did we share the link on the FB by chance?
2 of you are wearing clover leaves on your shirts right now. You
mine's a
fucking,
whiskey company.
you fucking Boston bullshit shitters.
It's
Yeah,
a
it's on-
fucking
Hampshire.
Irish whiskey company, you prick.
And Ginger's not from Boston. Not even close. Not even a little bit.
What do you mean not even a close? It's only like a 45-minute drive.
It's like all the way up there. I don't even know. There,
All the way up there.
there's people shooting fireworks at each other up there.
You think it's all the way up there? I am not looking forward to driving to fucking Worcester on fucking Tuesday and then driving home an hour and 45 fucking minutes.
That'd be fun though.
Oh no.
No, I
Not
mean
the,
the
not the
show.
drive. The show, I hope so. But yeah, we'll see. Greenie, whereabouts are you sitting at that show?
What show is this?
Tuesday, SmackDown. You said you were going, right?
I have tickets, and my son's tournament falls on Tuesday, so it's going to depend on where our game falls. If we're playing on Wednesday, I will be there. If we're playing on Tuesday, I have to skip it.
And that sucks.
You should sell the tickets
Well,
to Adam. He probably
Where were
would.
your seats?
Balcony. They were a gift from one of the dads of one of the kids on the team I coached this year. So.
Oh, nice. I gotta get a fucking poster board.
Oh, what are you gonna have? Oh, you're gonna have a sign for the rundown.
Yeah, dude, I'm right on the fucking barricade in the entranceway.
Make sure to
Oh,
spell
so
it right,
if Bailey
no
jumps in the
space.
crowd, we'll know which one you are then.
Rundown wrestling.
Yeah, because I'll be the fucking Mark jumping up and down. Yay!
You gotta get the website address on there at least.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Rundownwrestling.com.
Alright. Jason, this is gonna be a landmark episode. In honor of your birthday, I'm not gonna yell tonight.
Oh shit!
I literally can't.
Don't make promises you can't keep, Sal.
No, I just can't. I've had a sore throat all week. I had a fever on Sunday. It's been awful. I don't want to get sick after 4th of July. Although we did have whiskey tasting. That was fun. Couldn't
That
tell
actually probably helped you.
Whiskey,
I couldn't tell you what I drank.
Had a little whiskey dick tasting.
Whiskey dick.
I know Jim Beam Black was in there at one point.
Oof.
Wild Turkey.
I like that we have Brie Priestley versus question mark, Britt Baker versus question mark. They're probably facing each other.
It's not listed. It
I know.
says
I know what it
both
says.
of them are listed as in action. So
Yes. It's just like, we're really going to have 3 women's matches on this card? I doubt it. Oh, actually,
Well, good.
actually, there's another one too. One of the Tokyo Joshi girls is competing too, and I wonder if they're just going to triple threat it. They're all listed as going to compete, but yeah, like Jason said, no matches. How the fuck did we pick people for this Evolve show?
I just went totally fucking random.
Well, we know that Cole is not going to drop the NXT title.
No.
And,
Although, I mean, if he did drop it to Tozawa, he could just win it back the next week. I mean,
yeah,
really
that's
wouldn't
true.
be that big of a deal.
Dude, you guys are picking Anthony Green, and that's great, but I highly doubt it.
Dude, he's getting such a fucking push everywhere.
I know, but
There's
it's
no
it's
fucking
Josh
way.
Briggs,
It's Josh
is fucking
Briggs.
Josh Briggs, dude.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
it's,
No,
Josh,
yeah, but
no,
it's
no,
Josh
no, yeah,
fucking
but
Briggs.
it's Josh Briggs.
Wait, whoa.
no.
AG's fighting Josh Briggs?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
and
Oh
losing.
no, it's Briggs. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so
I love it.
Josh-
I love AG. Well,
Josh Briggs
No,
is
he's not.
With how much fucking media AG has been involved with, you think they're gonna make him fucking job?
he could
Yes,
cheat to win.
because-
he could cheat to win,
because Josh Briggs is one of their top talents down there in Evolve.
but he could cheat to win.
I mean,
Maybe.
anything is possible. I'm just saying, except that.
But my
Well, I'm
money
a
is
fucking
probably
homer anyway, so
No, it's
fuck
fine.
you.
It doesn't fucking matter. It don't matter. Okay, is everybody?
Hold on, I'm still working on posting shit, but
Oh, okay.
go ahead. I can always catch
I
up.
feel like I fucking missed.
Like, did somebody spray mist at you? Like,
Like, Tajiri's behind you?
or the Great Muda?
Oh, it's all over. We got one vote so far for Scarlet. That's it.
Oh, that's right. It's open now.
And so it begins.
It begins. I like that my Brewers are just like, sure, we'll take all the shitty pitchers that used to be really good. Shelby Miller, sure, come on down, buddy. Got nobody fucking else that could pitch on the team.
Oh, fucking kudos to you, Troy, for those pictures of Scarlet. Oh my god. Oh
No,
my.
you don't know how the half of it.
No, because I wasn't on the
Dude, you
the
gotta
gimmick.
You gotta understand. So the reason why it's difficult for some of these ones to pick is because there's so many good ones, and there's most of the time I'm just like, okay, she's most likely make it to the second round. We'll save that one for the next round, because it was like there's a couple different ones of just of her ass in a thong, and I'm like, oh, we'll get to them. We'll get to 'em. We'll get to 'em, yeah. This is not gonna be. There we go. Now we got some more votes rolling in.
Yeah, that was me.
Well, I'm hoping this rights the ship a little bit. So,
Did you get a chance to listen to Salvation, Troy?
no.
Okay. There was one point where I said Kelly can't wrestle, and Adam made this weird half agreeing, half disagreeing noise. He was like, "Ugh."
Nice.
I gotta get it as a sound clip. It's gonna become my open.
Yeah, my issue is that whenever we have longer shows, I like to listen to it in one go.
Yeah.
So like I will skip to like Hurry Up and Cruiserweight, which is 11 minutes.
Mhm.
Well, I can listen to that when I drive in, So then I wind up waiting on your episodes until I get more time to actually devote to it. So
Yeah. No, I hear you. I'm the same. That Hurry Up and Cruiserweight, making the grade, they're very easy to do
oh yeah, they're
on the
about
ride to
sense.
work.
Yeah.
So apparently there was an alligator in the river of my town.
See what happens up in New Hampshire.
Did you know how fucking rare that is?
I don't even know how that thing got up there.
Somebody probably
That's
fucking
what Sonny
had it as a
said, too.
pet.
Would you like to know what? Hey, John, would you like to know what Wisconsinites are dealing with right now? A motherfucking kangaroo that escaped.
Oh yeah, he's gonna be running around punching people.
Shit tastes like chicken.
Oh
Go for
my
it.
gosh, I'm waiting for it. There have just been some sightings, but nobody has had any proof yet. So
The guy
That's
just saw
awesome.
it outside your window. No.
no, I'm thinking it was like either from a zoo or like a traveling thing or something like that. But yeah,
From the circus, fucking
Yeah.
Connie's.
so it apparently escaped. It's been living in the woods for a while, but the people repaired it's like I would totally not believe it except for the fact that it's a fucking kangaroo. It's not like it's the Jersey Devil or something like that. So it's like dude, that's fucking believable that some idiot accidentally let it go and it's just like running around fucking beating up squirrels and shit like that.
Jesus.
This
My
isn't
dog,
like the
my
70s.
dog got into it with a fucking woodchuck tonight.
Oh god. Is he okay?
When animals attack.
Oh yeah, they were just staring each other down. It was this fucking Mexican standoff in my backyard.
We had a
All right, it's posted everywhere.
nice. We have fucking stray cats that wander around our street all the time, and my fucking indoor cats just go fucking ballistic whenever it happens.
Oh yeah, they just got all freaked out
Yeah.
and like
No,
start clawing at the window.
Well, it's not even that they just like, so we have this huge bay window in our kitchen, and we have a table that's pushed up right to it, so the cats sit at the table, and then they just sit there on the table fucking swishing tails around going you're just like, dude, he can't get in, you can't get out. Like, it's not happening, just give it
Do
up.
their tails get all poofy and stuff?
Yeah, it's not
Because
as
mine
bad.
do.
Yeah, it's not as bad as my
Start a riot.
it's not as bad as my old cat that I used to have, who would literally just like fucking shriek and run around the rooms over that anytime there was another cat in the vicinity. We got rid of her before we had had Lucy, just because of the fact it's like, this isn't gonna fucking work with a baby and this psycho fucking cat. All right, Jason, you have your Skype recorder up. I'll take that as a yes.
Yep.
Anyone else who's recording got theirs going?
No, I guess not.
I do, so there we go. All right, I will be your backup today. So the cross promotion thing, the website that I go through only allows you to do one cross promotion at a time, and apparently the guy that's doing it with us is already doing one, which he's like this is bullshit. He's like, I can't cross promote with more than one account, with more than one podcast at the same time. So in a week his should be done, and then we'll go ahead and do the cross promotion on it. So,
Cool.
Okay.
yeah. So yeah. Oh, I didn't tell you. It's a boxing podcast. I figured there's enough, combat sports crossover between boxing and wrestling that we should be able to get something for both of the sides. So, and it's free. It's just a friendly like cross promotion. Like, they're gonna record a 30-second spot. I already recorded a 30-second spot. Send it off to them. So, all right. Let's go. 3, 2, 1. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Rundown Wrestling Podcast, Unintentionally Offensive Podcast. This is episode 406. And I'm your host, Troy. Joining me today, as always, Jason is here.
I'm feeling fucking old today for some reason. I have no idea why.
That's right, because apparently we just throw half of our fucking Rundown guest hosts in the same month for birthdays. Jason has a birthday today. Or tomorrow.
Tomorrow, but it will be.
Yeah.
Yeah, it will be today by the time we're finished recording this, I'm sure.
That's right. So, happy birthday to the big dick of the Rundown Wrestling Podcast, Jason.
Appreciate that, Troy. Thank you. It's the big 4-0, so we can sort of just not talk about it. That's cool.
Nice. The elder statesman of the Rundown.
You can fuck off.
Joining me and Jason this week, though, Ginger's here.
Hi guys, how's it going? No insult this week. I'm too tired for this shit.
Fair enough. And also joining us, Sal is here.
I have returned to the Rundown. Troy, you are aware that we only have Jason signed until midnight tonight, correct?
Well, he's only signed as an on-screen talent till midnight. He's still on as editor for another year. But
I thought that was my birthday present. I didn't have to do that.
No, not the case. Your birthday present is that your wife gets to spend time with me on your birthday. So, Jason, why don't you go ahead and tell our lovelies at home what they could be doing right now while listening to us?
Jerking off.
Of course. But what could they be doing if they were watching live?
Oh, well, see, that's an entirely different thing. If you're on YouTube live on the website there, you can look to the right-hand side of your screen. You'll see a chat box. We call it the Smathers Lounge. He dips in and then ghosts really quickly. I don't know what he's up to. But in any event, you can hang out in there. John's currently in there. What's up, John? You can share your thoughts on the things we say. Tell us we're assholes. Tell us you agree with us. Most likely you'll agree with me and tell Sal he's an asshole, but that's fine. We're open to anything you have to say. We'll read them on the show. We'll give you our thoughts, and we'll interact. It's sort of a cool way to interact with all of the hosts without getting herpes. So we encourage you to do it.
All right, perfect. So we had.
I should say, unless you want herpes, in which case, we'll hook you up with Troy or somehow we'll figure something out.
I thought it was Sal.
I thought it was Ginger.
I already went at Sal once in this thing, so I had to sort of go somewhere else with it.
Oh, okay. Oh, making your rounds tonight.
Oh,
it's important to do these kinds of things. So I guess we can actually start off with a little somber note as Pero Aguero, Senior actually passed away. He was the person in charge of CMLL. Also was, of course, the father.
Nope, don't. I don't want to hear Rey Mysterio's name in this at all, please.
He was the father of Pero Jr., who also passed away. Just kind of a bad couple of years for that family. So hearts go out to them. Obviously, Pero was a huge star down in Mexico. Multi-time champion, just was everywhere down there. And obviously, running CMLL, a very prolific wrestling association down there. So. Really sad to hear about the loss of Pero. So we're going to transition from him to talking about some dicks, because we have the final of the male talent tournament. So we decided to do a fatal 4-way matchup for our championship. So here,
we couldn't hold our load. We had to get to the next thing.
That's right. So here is the results. With 8.2% of the votes, Tyler Breeze comes in 4th place. With 17% of the votes, Seth Rollins comes in third place. With 39.55% to second place's 35.07%.
That was closer than I expected it would be.
Finn Balor is your hottest man.
I figured.
Who was second?
Cesaro.
Oh, wow. Cesaro Rollins.
Yes.
Ah.
Yes, very much so. His face will go right under Alexa Bliss. Pause for laugh. On our website, on the sidebar, as the hottest male talent that WWE has to offer, at least in 2019. So that brings us to our next awesome tournament. And that is right, we are doing the hottest independent female talent tournament. Now, these are female wrestlers who are not signed to WWE or NXT. So
not
NXT,
all wrestlers, though.
I'm pretty sure they've all been in the ring.
SoCal Val is not a wrestler.
Well, she's been in a ring.
No, I think she's wrestled. She's interviewed people in the ring.
All right.
She had that one time. She did that spot. She took a bump.
It doesn't fucking matter. Because we are crowning the hottest women of the independent circuit. You're the reason why we couldn't have Alicia Tout, and you were the one who said put SoCal Val into this, okay? So
no, Sal actually mentioned SoCal Val. I just endorsed it.
Gotcha. Well, there you go. You endorsed it. So you can go to our website right now, rundownwrestling.com, and vote on the very first matchup of this tournament, which is Scarlett Bordeaux versus Hikaru Shida. So there's going to...
I have a feeling Scarlett could be a Finn Balor situation.
I don't foresee that in this tournament. I think that there are far more beautiful women that are universally loved on the internet that could give her a run for her money, but she is obviously a number one seed for a reason. Hikaru Shida, of course, is the former Kenny Oshmegma girlfriend. She is in AEW right now, or is
I think she's under contract. She hasn't appeared on any of the shows
yet. Yep. So that is tonight, right now. You can go to rundownwrestling.com, vote in that. So tomorrow night will be Penelope Ford versus Santana Garrett.
Goddamn hardest first round matchup that we have in this thing, I swear to God.
I think there's another one, but that's okay.
The next night would be Mandy Leon versus Brooke Adams.
There it is.
No, not as tough. Not as tough. 5 years ago, it would have been tougher. Not as tough.
I'd say the same thing about Santana Garrett.
Sunday we'll see Tennille Dashwood, the former Emma, taking on Taryn Terrell, the former Drew McIntyre.
Pincushion.
Oh my god.
Also a difficult first matchup.
Yeah, there's some really tough first round matchups here.
Well, that's what makes it entertaining. Because it's just going to continue to get harder from there, and I'm talking about my penis, of course. Then, Monday, we have Indy Hartwell versus Kiera Hogan. And
for the record, there's probably going to be some women in this thing that some of you guys aren't entirely familiar with, so I encourage you, go to the website or listen to our Wackatology special, which dropped yesterday, and follow our advice and Google their name with hot after it.
Right. Yeah, do that.
You get completely different results when you insert hot after that.
That's right. Following our Wackatology, I may or may not have removed one or two women from the tournament due to some of the conversation that we had. So, but
wait,
then,
what?
You know, it happens.
The fuck?
What?
It happened last year too.
Who did we remove?
People he couldn't find that many hot pictures of.
I took Lou Fista out, alright? Yep, see? That's the response I figured I was going to get.
Who'd you replace her with?
Alicia Toad.
Solo Darling. Candy Cartwright will take on Madison Eagles on Tuesday night. Hey man, we needed some better. Dude, like, there was so many of these that were like, oh, you know, this one's pretty hot, but, you know, this one's hotter, and like that. There was like 3 or 4 women who you guys were just like, no, fuck it, they're hideous, get them out. so I was like, well, I need something a little bit better, because that's not gonna work out very well for our voting. We got to do things a little bit easier here. So
again, I want to point out the supreme irony of like us 3 hideous chuds sitting there.
Episode.
No, not yet.
There was definitely a few times.
All I remember was the Lufisto one. I just was like, okay, I just got to pick somebody, and they're gonna lose the next round anyway. So
yeah, well, I also may have removed Kimberly due to check out her 2019 pictures. So
wow.
And did that get Alicia a tout back in?
No, I still did not put her in.
I know you really wanted her in there. Go ahead, put her in there.
No, I got other plans for her.
Okay.
And it involves my penis. But yeah, you can.
She's got a boyfriend, y'all.
Well, her boyfriend can watch me jerk off online too if she wants. So you can go to rundownwrestling.com. Vote right now. Vote as many times as you want. I don't give a shit. So let's. We get to yet again use my favorite segue, because we go from talking about a group of perfect tens to a perfect 10. And we're going to start things off by talking about the 24/7 championship. So we have now injected more females into the 24/7 championship, because Drake Maverick's real wife, Renee Michelle, has now joined the fray, not as a competitor, but as a storyline piece. Yet, that's true, and we keep waiting for Carmella to get there, but so Drake Maverick is still 24/7 champion, and if you are keeping track,
fucking fantastic in this role, honestly.
So if you are keeping track, as of right now, as long as he does not lose it before midnight tonight, this is the longest title reign of the 24/7 championship.
Wow.
Because R-Truth held it for 12 days before losing it, and today, for Drake Maverick, is day 11. So if he finishes tomorrow night, he's good. He'll most likely, but then again, we have a pay-per-view this weekend. He'll most likely lose it at Extreme Rules, but he will have broken R-Truth's record. So obviously R-Truth still has the record for most championship reigns with 8, and his combined reign.
I thought it was 9 now.
No, it's still 8. His
He
combined.
really has 8. The thing's been out for less than 8 weeks.
He also has been champion for 40 days.
Okay.
Because the only other person who has held it for more than a day has been Drake Maverick.
Right.
So everyone else.
So the
has
question we're actually posing in the Perfect 10 is the 24/7 championship the best part of Raw now?
I mean, it's on average more entertaining. I think that it hits more than it misses, which is not something you can really say about most of the storylines right now. Personally, there are still some moments where I'm just like, all right, whatever, go along. But there's been some really funny things. For instance, like there was a shot that had nothing to do with the 24/7 championship. There's a shot in the back with a bunch of people standing around, and Drake Maverick poked his head out from underneath the table and slid back in, and nobody referenced it on the show.
Yeah, that was on SmackDown.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that was tremendous.
I mean, it's like it's those kinds of things. I mean, they have done really. We know like the sort of like little scripted things when they cut to it and they're focusing on it, but then there's other things like who would have thought that fucking Cesaro would pull a table out from under the ring and R-Truth is there? You know, those are those kinds of things that you're like, oh shit, like I didn't fucking expect this, you know?
Yeah, no, and to me, I guess that's why to me it is possibly the best part of Raw, because I can watch Raw every week and they telegraph so much shit. Like, you know, AJ Styles is turning heel before he does.
Right.
You know, so and so is winning this match. You know, it's going to be a disqualification. You know, they're coming back out after they leave injured. They're so addicted to their tropes that it's so easy to tell what's going to happen. This is the one part of Raw that every single week I have no fucking clue what they're going to do this week.
Right.
And for that reason, I look forward to it every single week.
Yeah. I would never have thought that No Way Jose coming down to the ring, that R-Truth would be part of the Congo line. Like, that thought not just never crossed my mind that, like, that was a possibility. Yep. And then all of a sudden you're just like, oh, fuck.
Right, yeah, exactly.
And it makes you laugh. It makes you chuckle. You're just like, oh, fuck, what's going on, you know? But like you said, I mean, there have been, obviously, some things. I mean, this last week here, you literally had fucking R-Truth sitting in a box underneath Renee Michelle.
Yep.
And then you had R-Truth constantly giving piggyback rides to people. Like,
but let's keep it in context. The 24/7 skits are there for comic relief. That's right. They're not there to set a world title picture, and I think they're very enjoyable when they happen. I don't think you can build a show around them. They're just cannon fodder basically. But
yeah, well, nobody's asking them.
No, nobody says it's the main event.
No. But that's what I'm thinking.
Enjoyable part.
Yeah.
Is it the most enjoyable part? I'd like to still think that when you get a gem like AJ versus Ricochet, not this week, but like occasionally when you get a Finn Balor versus Nakamura, I know that was on SmackDown. I'd like to think that sometimes it can be the wrestling that's the most enjoyable part of Raw, and sometimes it's things like this.
Hasn't been for a while.
Yeah, I will say this. I will say that what I've loved about the 24/7 title is all of the skits outside of the arena. For example, Drake taking Renee on his honeymoon, or their honeymoon, and him going like, "Oh, we're going to Orlando." She's like, "We live in Orlando. What the hell?" Like,
I love all the photos with him holding the belt over her face.
Fucking fantastic.
Right. Yeah. The question that Jason's trying to pose though is like, is it the most consistently entertaining? Is it the best part in that way? Because I can't say that the wrestling is the most consistently good.
Okay, so with that being said, just thinking about this now within the past couple minutes, absolutely. Look at the other storylines you have right now, okay? You have Shane McMahon consistently on TV. Nobody gives a fuck about that. Mm-hmm. You have the awful storyline with Seth Rollins, Becky, Lacey, and Corbin. Nobody gives a fuck about that. The 24/7 championship is without a doubt the best part of Raw, with a close second to the AJ Styles gimmick right now. To your point, Troy, the stupid shit they do, man, is just fucking, it's amazing. But, yeah, to answer the question, absolutely is the best part of Raw at the moment.
Okay. John on the side says he's pretty much over the novelty of the 24/7 title unless they actually shake things up. And I agree with the second point. He says, I guess for me, I want to see them fold more people into it. It's mostly just used to spotlight R-Truth and most recently Drake. Yeah, I agree with that. Right now, it's been those two guys. And like they gave Drake that opportunity. He ran with it. Give some of these other guys some opportunity too. You know, give somebody else. I mean, R-Truth being an 8-time champion is like, come on.
Well, not only that, but I mean the whole segment of them running through a match, like just a bunch of people just coming out from the crowd and then running
but
around.
They're running through matches
I'm kind of over it. I get what John's saying. Yeah.
Oh, but they're running through matches like No Way Jose versus Cesaro.
Yeah.
You really like.
No, but
they're
they
doing
did
you
it
a
to the
favor by running through the matches that they're running through usually.
They did it to the Viking Raiders this week.
Sure,
They did it after.
Scott.
They did it after,
Yeah.
though. They did it after.
They did
the
do it
Viking Raiders
after,
match.
and they both, and then R-Truth kind of very quietly was like, "All right, I'm not fucking with these guys."
Well,
I
that
thought that was
builds up the Viking Raiders.
Yeah, and I thought that was good, but you know,
The
them
only,
running
the, only
around
criticism,
afterward.
the only criticism from this week I would have from it is that and I didn't watch it, so I'm just going by Jeff's recap. But on 205 Live, at one point, Drake went out to the ring, and I would have had like all the nerds come running out for him then too.
Yeah.
Like while he's in his GM role and trying to be authoritative, everyone comes looking for his belt. He has to fucking hightail it in the middle of telling somebody something.
Does he wear the championship at 205 Live when he's doing stuff like that, or no?
He does backstage, yeah.
He's got it. With
Okay.
him. Yeah.
Okay.
Because they recorded right.
And Mike
after
Canales did a fucking thing with him where they got heated, and Mike Canales at no point made an effort to steal the title from him.
Yeah, there's that.
They
there's-
don't really
Yeah.
consider it part of the show.
Well, and
So-
it's also the fact that like NXT, it doesn't exist on NXT. You know,
Yeah,
like we know main roster titles exist on NXT because they talked about bringing the women's tag team titles down to NXT. They never did
They
it.
talked
They
about
never
it.
did it, but they talked about it. So I'm kind of surprised that we haven't seen it, especially considering the fact that quite a few former NXT guys are the ones that are chasing after the fucking thing. So, but
Well,
you know,
half the roster is a former NXT guy, so
pretty much. So yeah, I mean, from there, I guess we can talk about something that was, in our regards, the best part of Raw and SmackDown, but now seems to have really cooled off, and that is Bray Wyatt. So we had the 9 episodes of the Firefly Funhouse for Bray Wyatt, and then it passed 2 or 3 weeks at this point.
I think it's 3 at this point.
it's this
3 weeks,
Monday makes 3 weeks.
Yeah. So the past 3 weeks we have not had anything, and all we've had is just the puppets showing up in the background, very obscured at this point. Like the first couple of times it was like very obvious where they are. These last couple of ones, like you blink and you miss it, they're gone. And for most of the people watching at home, they don't see that. So
Adam still can't see it.
yeah,
Right.
yeah, exactly. Even with my help. So are we? Jason poses the question of: are we repeating the same mistakes with Bray Wyatt? We had these awesome promos from Bray Wyatt, and then he disappeared, and then he comes back, and then he disappears again, and then he comes back and disappears. And now here they had all this momentum rolling, and you're like, all right, he escaped. Like, this is it. We're ready to go. Then you had like 1 week of the puppet showing, but like, okay, they escaped. You know, when's Bray Wyatt gonna show up? And he's still not here. And if he doesn't show up this Sunday, then it really worries me. Because
So you just nailed it.
Well, so
I think they have until this Sunday. And that if they do it this Sunday, it's not ruined. If they wait further than this Sunday, and I'll even give them the 24 hours after the Raw after, then what's the point? We wasted all that momentum.
yeah.
see, I feel like you've still wasted the momentum. I said this when the first week when the puppet showed up. I said this is great, but it needs to not be all we get for the next few weeks, because this is a business where, I mean, we're all, your typical smarky WWE fans. We follow this shit on the internet. We're gonna go to Squared Circle where they're gonna point out where the puppets are. We're gonna have this shit smacked in our face. For a large portion of their fan base, it's like, oh, dude hasn't been on TV in 3 weeks. All right, whatever. Fucking another guy nobody cares about. Cool. And then you lose all that fucking heat. I appreciate the notion of we're going to hide Easter eggs and it's going to have, like, I get that. But there has to be something that keeps him, not just the puppets, on TV to keep him in people's minds for this to work.
Yeah. I mean, That's perfectly it. I mean,
Yeah.
you could have done it for 1 week, and then had him come back. But even then, we were talking about it when it was happening. We kept saying, like, when is it going to be, the point where we start seeing him like pop up here and there, and we haven't seen it at all. We haven't, So, yeah. Ginger, go ahead though.
I mean, there's nothing more to it. It's gonna get fucking ruined if they don't do it by Extreme Rules. It's gonna turn to shit. Nobody's gonna give a fuck. I mean, unless one of the feuds comes to an end at Extreme Rules and then they start it on Monday. But I mean, this is gonna be fucking tough. They need to do something. They need to pull the trigger, or that thing's gonna backfire.
Now, no, and I agree. I think I don't think it's ruined yet. I think we are coming right down to the wire.
It's see hair close.
It's close. Yeah, and
you can
the
say that
difference.
It's fine.
I know.
No, but the difference will be exactly what is done. If the Fiend shows up and fucks somebody up and throws them on and beats the bag out of him and they leave on a stretcher, nothing is ruined.
Okay.
But if talk show, Mr. Rogers Bray just shows up backstage and is like a little bit kooky and kind of Ambroses is up a little bit, then they've already ruined it.
We got Ken Napier checked in on the side. He said, if Wyatt comes back Sunday, who do you put him against? And that was actually the same question I was about to pose to you guys. Because we're in a tough spot. The obvious one to me would be Aleister Black. Mm-hmm. But I don't think you want those two who are just now trying to establish these characters to be going head-to-head where somebody's got to lose. Finn Balor would be another great option, except he's just seemingly starting something with Nakamura now. So, who is the guy?
Well,
it seems a lot of people have dance partners. I think that's the problem, right?
Well, I'll give you a big fucking hint. Go to Bray Wyatt's Twitter right now, and you'll find out who that's going to be. Because it's going to be the almighty Bobby Lashley.
Really? No. He's going to be a face?
That's who he's been talking with on Twitter right now.
Here's the thing: is the way the character has been received. I don't think he can be a classic heel. I don't think people will boo him. People are going to cheer that situation when it shows up. Bobby Lashley, I don't know. I mean, Bray's been going at a lot of people on Twitter. He went at Roman and Seth previously on Twitter.
Yeah.
But if I had to pick
he'll probably just do the job for Shane, let's be honest.
No, if I had to pick, I would love to see him.
I'll tell you who we would love. I mean, we could give you a ton of guys we'd love to see him against. It's who do you think it would be against? If you're saying you think it's going to be Sunday, it's got to be somebody on that card on Sunday. So, looking at that card, who do you think would be a logical first opponent for the new Bray Wyatt?
Well, the problem I'm having is it seems they're going somewhere else with Shane. So would they put
Shane's in 3 different fucking programs right now?
I know,
it's not going to be against Shane, and by all.
No, it's not going to be against Shane, but is it going to be against Roman?
I don't see that either, really, because.
Well, so to Sal's point, I will say this: the only thing that makes Roman make sense to me is that you need to close out this program with him and Shane because now Shane's on to something else, clearly.
Yeah.
And that could be do it. Glenn on the side says he thinks Wyatt comes after Balor maybe, and like I said, the problem is they just started the thing with him and Nakamura. John said he would definitely get a pop when he first shows up, but they could turn that if they wanted. Kane says he can just trap Shane in the funhouse and leave him there. That's an option.
Please.
And Glenn says Bray helps Braun to try and get him back into the family. That's an interesting connection, but I really hope we stay away from lackeys right now for Bray.
I mean, if you were going to go that route, you could always put him against Styles with the club.
Yeah, but Bray needs to establish Bray right now.
Yeah.
Like, we don't need to establish a group. We need to get Bray established. And if you want to add people down the road, that's one thing. But this is a new character. It needs to be entirely autonomous.
And that's why it's going to be Bobby Lashley, because you can have him go over Bobby Lashley to establish himself.
So
Maybe, but I don't see anything on Twitter with him and Lashley.
Well, it's gone now.
Okay.
He tweets
So-
and deletes a lot, dude. You got to keep up with it.
Little
so when
random.
so when Troy said, if you go to Twitter, you'll
It was
see.
there last time I looked. Okay. It was there last
little
time.
random.
Maybe that's why Twitter was offline today.
Maybe.
Next pay-per-view after Extreme Rules SummerSlam, correct?
I don't know if they're gonna try to fit one in before then. I think we're at SummerSlam because
Or are we going to Summer Blood Money in the Sand? I don't know.
no, because so I know for a fact SummerSlam's not September
SummerSlam's
1st,
August, so I don't think you go through all of July without something.
No,
So-
we're in
Oh
July.
no, July is. That's right, July is.
Yeah, so August,
Yeah,
yeah.
okay, so yeah. That'll be
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's SummerSlam.
Okay. I think it's gonna be Taker.
Again?
Yes.
Huh?
He's worked him before at Mania. We discussed the possible list that Taker came out with. I'm sure Bray was on it. I mean, it's a possibility. I'm not saying it's definite, but
Can we just have Undertaker go away at this point?
no, don't get me wrong. But obviously,
No, but it's an interesting theory.
No, it is an interesting theory.
because I mean, Taker was just kind of thrown into this
Yes.
thing. Yeah.
Go to his replies. He replied. He replied to a Bobby Lashley tweet.
Troy, stop trying to make fetch happen. Listen,
Well, it was a good reply because it's in
it is.
it's in binary,
Mm-hmm.
and it says "I am in your house." And so Bobby Lashley responded, "If he wants it, he knows where to find me. Whenever you're done playing with your puppets, Bray Wyatt, come on down to the ring." So. that's what
Okay,
I'm saying
so
is,
it's
like,
obviously going to be
it's gonna
Bobby Lashley. So take away
Well,
my previous
oh no,
comments.
because to the Taker point, I could envision a scenario where after the pay-per-view, Taker's in the ring like he's going to do the big emotional goodbye. Lights go out, lights come up, and there's the Fiend.
Oh man, I'd mark out for that.
Yeah, so
that's
I
just why
could
it's
see
not
that
happening.
as a scenario.
But
And again, keep in mind,
Oh.
Heyman's in charge now. That sounds
Yes.
like a Heyman way to do it. So,
also, how many people have started a Twitter feud that it went nowhere? I mean, fucking Buddy Murphy's still like, "Hey, I knocked. Hello, Aleister Black. Please pick me."
and Glenn says he's with me. Taker, please go home. Agreed.
Oh yeah, I think we all agree on that. But
Hey, well, look, we'll get to the Graveyard Dogs a little bit later. First, we have to talk about. That's the official name, dude. So we got to talk about this because so Nikki Cross took the forefront of the feud between Alexa Bliss and Bayley after Alexa sneezed with a mouthful of cum and wound up getting a sinus infection. So because of that, they had to completely rewrite the episode. So first, what we
Yeah,
got,
sorry about that, guys.
yeah, she needed some time off. Nikki Cross and Bayley did a Beat the Cock challenge to announce the stipulation for the match at Extreme Rules. So Bayley had a match against Sarah Logan and wound up winning. I think it was like 4.5 minutes long. That match.
yeah,
Then Nikki Cross took on Dana Brooke and beat her with a minute 30 to go on the clock and announced that it was going to now be a 2-on-1 handy-capable match where I guess if Nikki Cross pins Bayley, Alexa Bliss still gets a championship. Maybe.
Well, actually,
We'll see.
whoa, because what happened on SmackDown changes this dramatically. Because during the contract signing, Nikki said, when Alexa wins, we're going to be co-women's champions.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
That changes the dynamic for me incredibly, especially in terms of who I think is going to win. Coming into this, I would have said Bayley's winning that match. Coming out of it, I can totally see a scenario where they're the co-women, where Nikki thinks they're the co-women's champion, Alexa plays it off to help keep her muscle around, and eventually that causes the split.
Fair enough.
I don't think phrases like that get thrown out for no reason. I think they're there for a very specific purpose.
Do you remember the Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens attempt to become co-WWE champion? Because that was
yeah,
a thing.
Yeah, but that wasn't really
And
the
I think
same
it was
level.
against Roman.
Yeah, well, that's a match result. That's not, that
No,
doesn't- that
that's what
doesn't
they
mean-
wanted. That's what they wanted to go for. That
Yeah.
they was saying that, oh, we're gonna win and we're gonna be co-champion, and
Yeah,
it
but
didn't
that
happen.
wasn't playing into the idea that one of them is using the other and all that stuff.
The storyline all along has been, when is Nikki Cross going to turn on Alexa and be good, or when is Alexa going to turn on Nikki Cross and kick her out?
Yeah.
So and Nikki Cross is very methodical when she does her promos, and thinks things out very much. So it clearly wasn't a slip of the tongue or a mistake that she said.
No.
That's clearly
No.
what she was supposed to say.
That's completely what she could want to do. But we'll get to predictions later. But
Yeah, so a Beat the Cock challenge and a contract signing has been the build to this, without the other person that's in the match, which I understand. She's sick. You do what you got to do, but
Well, can I just say first off, I thought from a logic perspective, Dana Brooke handled the Beat the Clock challenge tremendously.
yes,
oh, absolutely.
And that's something I haven't seen before, and I
Oh
really
my
actually
gosh.
appreciated that. I thought that was actually tremendous on her part.
Dana Brooke, not a heel, doing a lot of heel fucking moves to try to make Nikki lose, such as
But doing
no,
the
she
jumping
match-
out
was
of the
trying
ring.
to
Yeah,
fuck over Alexa.
She was,
That
yeah.
was
Right.
the whole thing.
Yeah.
That was the best part.
I thought it was smart. Yeah.
yeah.
But did we really need to make Bailey look like such an asshole by having it like a minute and a half between the two matches? Like, typically when they do these things, they make them,
They spread them out.
15, 20 seconds apart, not
let's
like a
talk
full.
Yeah. Let's talk about the fact that Sarah Logan took the champion to 4.5 minutes. Like, did that match need to be 4.5 minutes?
Apparently it did.
I mean, look, I love Sarah Logan, but she has not been established at all as a credible threat. And this should have been like 2 minutes of a match. And then Nikki pulls out a win in a minute 59 or something like that, Not like Jason said, where one match is 4.5 minutes and the other match is 2 minutes. Like,
when the contract signing was that Raw or SmackDown?
SmackDown.
That was SmackDown.
Okay. Did you catch when they were doing the intro for it? The commentators, they said it's official, but we're gonna do the contract signing right now.
It's such
Good
a...
I'm curious
Lord.
as to how the match is official if Alexa's never signed the contract.
Exactly.
Because
Did she give Nikki power of attorney, or
Apparently.
that's what whoever introduced the segment said. They said
Yeah, and
that
I was just like, wait, what?
representing Alexa
Yeah.
Bliss, Nikki Cross.
well, representing her is different from having legal power of attorney.
You still
I mean,
you still have to sign over representation.
Yeah.
If you're gonna do that,
I can't just walk into your fucking mortgage signing and say I'm representing Sal.
Yeah, they're gonna be like,
Can you? That's a
"Yeah,
lot of signings.
it is."
Coming up, Glenn said he thinks Nikki turns on Sunday after Alexa pushes her in front of a Bailey kick, and then the feud begins for the short people.
Oh, well, that's me. They're all kind of short, dude.
well,
Nikki-
Bailey does tower over them, but
Look, I mean,
I get what.
Yeah, Nikki has.
They,
Done
they also keep beating in the Bailey friends thing. So of course the door is open for Sasha to return here
It
too.
is.
the doors open for
Exactly.
Sasha to return for you to think she's teaming up with Bailey and then to turn on her. So
That was one of my
Ding,
thoughts
ding,
too.
ding.
Or she makes the save for Bailey, and we do this big tag thing at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
That's
No.
also a possibility.
Yeah.
I just want to take the time to say that finally Nikki Cross has been given the adequate TV time she deserves.
Fucking right.
I know it may have...
Yes.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Because you're going to tell
I-
me that because she's on TV she's getting buried, or no? Go
No,
ahead.
no. I love that she's getting TV time. I think she's a very talented. I just miss. You remember when Nikki Cross was the craziest thing in NXT, and it was the best thing to watch every week?
Yeah, and then
I
she
miss
tried that
that
on the main
Nikki
roster
Cross.
and it failed. So
I know,
But I
that's why
miss
we got
that
this
Nikki
now.
Cross.
Well, we all
I don't-
miss it, but I mean, if this is getting her on TV, I'd rather go with this than to not see her on
Yeah.
TV.
And she's
Yeah.
still fucking insane, dude.
But yeah,
Still-
she's
still
just
likes
a
to play.
happy, insane person.
She's
She still wants
happy
to
and
play.
she's
Yeah.
kissing Alexa's ass. I kind of hope
I
this thing
fucking-
with Alexa and her do split off. Like, I do want them to
I thought you were gonna
turn
say
on each
scissor.
other.
I hope this is her too. Well, I mean, the other thing with Nikki is right now there's a reason why she's acting the way she is. She is trying to
Right.
contain her crazy, but she can't contain it. Like as soon as she gets down to the ring, she's right back to fucking going schizo of that. And even like the stuff with her as like the creepy like stalker of Alexa Bliss has been fantastic. Obviously, with her not being there, she's had to do a lot of heavy lifting, but. Yeah. Just like the Nikki being delusional, like I'm fine with this because she's going to be able, once they split her off of it, I think the crazy comes back. I think now they're just trying to establish it.
I'm hoping that Alexa does turn on her, and then we get crazy banshee Nikki like going at, and the crowd's behind it. You know what I mean?
Can I ask a question? If we have something that didn't work on the main roster, why are we so anxious to go back to it?
If you want, did it really even give him the chance to let it work on the main roster?
A little bit.
I mean, here's the issue.
But if you like Nikki, this is working.
Yeah.
She's over. She's getting reactions. Why are we going to change to something that didn't work just for the sake of change? Again, we need to stop, and I'm as guilty as anybody, we need to stop approaching how they should book angles from a perspective that the internet smarks want to see it, because that's not the majority of their audience.
Okay, and we'll talk about another thing in the Perfect 10 where I'm glad somebody's getting TV time, but I'm not necessarily glad how they're getting booked.
Right, well, let's put it this way. So Nikki Cross in NXT was crazy chick. Can you tell me what 90% of the main roster women's gimmicks are? Because it's crazy chick.
How'd that work for Alicia Fox?
Alicia Fox.
Get her over?
Maria Kanellis right now. Crazy chick. Crazy screaming chick. Like, bitches be crazy is the fucking thing that all the women do. Yeah, it's their go-to. So this Nikki Cross is different from most of the other just crazy fucking chicks and stuff like that. Like, just go with it, man. Just be happy.
Speaking of bitches be crazy and totally off topic, we all begged for a break from Charlotte, and we've gotten it. Yeah. So that's good thing for us, I think, when she returns. And don't sell her short as being the one that comes back to help Bayley. I wouldn't be shocked about that either. Glenn says Sasha returns after Nikki goes after Alexa, and Bayley thinks Sasha is going to pound on Alexa.
I'd pound on Alexa.
Only to double cross Nikki and Bayley. Oh, double knees Nikki and Bayley. Venrick says, I thought that Logan looked good, having a pretty competitive match with Bayley, and that he could see Nikki turning specifically for the swerve, but Alexa turning is the smart bet. Alexa turning on Nikki, I guess, not turning face. And Glenn agrees with John and says that he thinks the loss in that short of a time makes her look weak, or made her look weak, Sarah Logan, that is, and that she's huge compared to Nikki. So.
Can I just say I did not realize he was talking about Sarah Logan at first.
I didn't either. But
I'm like, Logan who?
Yeah, it took a second.
Who's this dude that he think looks good? Speaking of dudes.
All right, can we talk about the next thing, because it's the best thing that happened this week, I think.
I was transitioning into it, and you stepped all over my transition to say, can we please transition into it? Speaking of dudes looking good, Kevin Owens decided to go a little fucking crazy, and it was perfect. So we started off with a interview in the parking lot with random hot chick and random long-haired dude who thinks he's hot. Dolph Ziggler proceeded to start giving a promo, and Kevin Owens just pulls up behind him in a fucking car.
starts blasting the fucking horn.
So he starts blasting the horn. He sits there and yet again goes, "What is it? Dolph, are you giving the same interview you always give? Where you say it should have been me? It should have been me." And then they proceed to brawl for a little bit. And then later on, Kevin comes out because he was very
the closet?
Yes. Kevin was upset because Shane said that that the main event was off, that him and Dolph are not going to do it, so he sends Kevin home. Kevin doesn't go home. He proceeds to come out, grab a microphone, and start fucking dropping. I mean, I know everyone wants to call it a pipe bomb, but it's well, that's what
it was scripted to be. It was
so was the original pipe bomb. So so it was a pipe bomb on Shane.
Well, the original pipe bomb wasn't scripted. It was approved that go out and say what you want to say.
Yeah, other than, hey, Colt. So Kevin Owens proceeds to say that he brings up the fact that they all came down to the ring and said that we're going to give you new things. We're listening to the fans and stuff like that. And Shane and he says, since then, Shane has just gotten more and more power and given more and more TV time, and nobody ever wanted that. And then Shane comes out and says, cut his mic. Kevin then finds another mic and proceeds to continue his conversation, saying that you keep getting TV time, and guys like, where's Kairi Sane, where's Asuka, where's Buddy Murphy? I think there's another one in there too.
AOP and Liv Morgan.
Yep, AOP and Liv Morgan.
Yep.
Which I was like, thank fucking God, that somebody remembered that these people are on the roster. They then cut his mic again, and he grabs Byron's fucking headset.
Was it Byron's or Phillips? I thought it was Phillips.
No,
It was Byron's.
It was Byron's.
They're like, Byron, can you hear us afterwards? He's like, I guess so.
Yeah. So he fucking grabs Byron's headset, continues going. Finally, they send security his way and get him off. But we need to talk about how fucking great this was and how instantly that entire crowd was 100% behind face Kevin Owens. Ginger, start us off.
It was beautiful. I mean, it was fucking fantastic. That's what it boils down to from the beginning segment. And I was kind of surprised that they did it right off the bat at the beginning of the show. I figured it would have been like maybe halfway through once I saw people talking about it the next day. When I went back and watched, I was like, oh, what a great fucking start to SmackDown right off the bat. And like you said, people were right behind him because it's fucking true. We don't want to fucking see Shane. Like, what, hour and a half, 2 hours out of between Raw and SmackDown? Nobody wants to see that shit anymore. Yeah, I mean, the overall segment was great, and this is obviously going to lead to a storyline between those two, which it should. Again, which I think, obviously they switched the roles, but I think this will play much better than the first storyline than those two had. But overall, I fucking loved it.
So I never get the chance to watch SmackDown live, and I just happened to be, around the TV at 8 o'clock on Tuesday night, and I turned it on, and I texted you guys, and I said, "Yeah, Kevin Owens is on fire right now," because what he was saying connected with every person in that audience, and they all were like, yes, this is what we've been talking about. And it was done so well, because if you're a kid and you see Shane come out and they say cut his mic, well, he's just going to grab another mic, and then when they cut that one, he just grabbed the headset, and it's like you can see a group of the younger portion of the audience being like, oh, this is real. And it's just so fun to see stuff like that, though. And then it made sense for Shane to be like, you know what, I'm not doing this. Like, he finally sends security after him, and Owens goes running. But I thought it was a perfect way. And it started with Dolph, which I thought made sense because they did a great job last week of Kevin Owens being like, no, you don't get to say the same thing all the time because we're sick of hearing it. It's just true, because that's all he was doing, was saying the same thing every week. So Kevin Owens, the voice of the voiceless, is a gimmick I can get behind.
God.
Okay, so I love this shit. I thought it was great for a lot of the reasons that you guys have said. Allow me to point out, however, the imminently scary part of this, which is to say that the words they put in Kevin Owens' mouth indicate that they are well aware that the fans do not want Shane McMahon being the main focal point of the show. They've admitted by their own thing that they know the fans do not want Baron Corbin in the main event of pay-per-views. Yet they keep fucking doing it. Not only are we getting less Shane, we're getting more Shane. He's currently in a feud with The Miz, Roman Reigns, and now Kevin Owens, all at the same fucking time. And the company knows it's driving fans away from the TV, and they are not only not stopping it, they are increasing it and having a character point it out. So for all the talk about how, clearly they're changing, they're finally getting desperate, and they're going to bring in this person and that person to run things, we're still in the same tone-deaf place. Now, Owens was fantastic here. I'm taking nothing away from that. I loved the angle. I loved everything about it. I can't wait till Drew McIntyre gets beat by Kevin Owens, only for Kevin Owens to lose clean to Shane McMahon at the next pay-per-view. But this segment was fantastic and exactly the type of television that they need to do more of.
Well, if you believe the soiled sheets, this is how they're going to get Shane off of TV, by have Kevin driving him off of TV. Now, if you believe that, because it's hard.
And then Kevin will be the great babyface. I mean, the only other thing
that's
too.
the idea, but you know how that goes.
Okay, well that's the other thing too. Is there is another problem with this because
Kofi?
Kevin. Well, yeah. So let me tie that in because
You have
Kevin
a mute
Owens.
button, by the way, buddy.
Huh?
Ginger.
You don't have to take your entire headset off to snooze.
Oh,
You have
shit.
a mute
All right.
button.
Sorry.
So I believe the last time somebody hit a mute button on this show, it fucked everything up. So
Yeah, so
You
everybody's
can
like
hit your
skidding
own
through it.
mute button. You just can't hit somebody else's mute button. I learned that.
doesn't matter for me because my Skype recorder's running. As we've learned, that doesn't fucking help.
Right. So, yes, here's the problem with the whole Kofi thing is theoretically that whole Kofi situation might have kind of supposed to been Kevin Owens' gimmick at WrestleMania.
Me, that was Kevin Owens.
Yes, but when Kevin came back from injury, he was the one that was supposed to be at WrestleMania against,
Sure, yes.
So,
But he got
and
the
that was
pay-per-view
the
right before that. So I mean, they did do that program. It wasn't like that got completely dropped.
no, and then
It
he
was just
turned heel.
short-lived. It was a
And now
shorter
he's
version.
back to being a face. So you kind of moved him. He returned baby. He went heel with Sammy. Sammy's been off TV, and now Kevin Owens a baby face again. So hopefully they're off to the races and running. But you never know; they could easily just change their mind in a couple weeks, and he's doing Shane's work with them. Who knows with Kevin Owens sometimes.
We got a lot of this topic has brought a lot of activity in
Yes.
I was
There's
just
lounge.
going to read that.
So if you look, let's go back and stick with this. Venrick says he is all in on this KO. Glenn says crazy KO is better, but where does that leave Sammy? Which is a very good question. Kane says same, especially if he stuns Adolf out of the WWE. John says Sammy can get back to being on Raw as hopefully creative will inch away from the wild card thing. Not going to happen, sir. As the new creative hopefully moves towards making the shows feel different. Again, sorry, John, not going to happen. He then says someone who isn't Corbin is going to need to get into a program with Seth. Kane says if it's not Corbin, it'll go back to Brock, possibly. Venrick says, I wonder if Brock is going to cash in on the other title, which is thing. Possible. I do want to see the old Kofi Joe feud go all the way through. I agree with you, Kane. John says it feels like a placeholder feud. And Kofi Bray maybe. Then John says he keeps thinking that Orton is coming to get some run with Kofi. And then John says he thinks that they play it right. Bray can be involved in stories where they don't need titles. And that's true. I don't think you hold your breath on Orton. I believe I read that he's hurt. So
Yeah.
He's Orton. So that is actually going to take us to the known piece of shit Todd Supple Dick of the Week. And this week, it's Maria Kanellis. I guess a co-known piece of shit Todd Supple Dick of the Week would go to the writers for this. But yeah, so Raw had some really fucking bad moments. And we're just going to go ahead and go ahead and just list them all off in one fucking topic because there were so many bad ones. So the Mike and Maria situation. Maria has become a stereotypical misogynistic
From what decade?
misogynistic portrayal of a pregnant woman screaming at her husband, demanding fucking
Pickles
weird
and
food,
ice cream.
pickles and ice cream. Which, by the way, my wife's been pregnant twice. She has never craved fucking.
Same
pickles
with
and
mine.
Yeah.
did she suggest
times,
that
actually.
someone else knocked her up
Yes.
too? Is that
So
what-
Yes.
I was getting to
Uh,
that.
uh.
She said that Mike isn't man enough to get her and probably didn't get her knocked up, and then of course we had to drive it in by Renee going, did she mean that Mike wasn't the father?
Mike's not the daddy?
It's not the
At least Renee didn't go. Did he just call her hooker?
Yeah, right. So way to go ahead, hashtag women's revolution. Let's have Maria be a screaming banshee and be a fucking piece of shit, like Todd Supple is. So the other shit that we had, Rey Mysterio makes his grand return, does an open challenge, gets fucking the floor mopped with him.
By Bobby Lashley.
the
Yeah,
almighty
there
Bobby
was
Lashley.
nobody in the back that couldn't take a squash. Like No Way Jose couldn't take a squash from Bobby Lashley. Like fucking, Chad Gable, who had a cup of coffee on 205 Live and now has apparently completely disappeared from there either.
Yeah.
He can't do a job for fucking Bobby Lashley. Like, any of these nerds that are chasing this 24/7 title, we had to take a former heavyweight champion making his advertised return to television from injury and completely fucking job him out to a guy, by the way, who we were told pretty much almost died 2 weeks ago, but is okay now.
Yeah.
Thank you.
The guy, by the way, in case everyone has forgotten at home, Bobby Lashley was the one who took the hit.
Yeah,
the guy who
he's the one that
delivered
got speared
the guy
through
who-
or shoulder blocked through the wall.
Yeah, the guy who delivered
And was
the hit.
reported to have it was reported to have a ruptured spleen and a shattered pelvis,
Yeah.
but will be competing Sunday
Right.
in a last man standing match.
And how did that happen when he shoulder blocked a motherfucker?
Mm-hmm.
How do you break your ass when your ass never even
Pelvis.
fucking touched anything? Same thing. How did you break your dick off?
Pelvis in your
When-
ass.
How'd you
is
get a
very-
dildo up your ass if you tackled the guy?
I mean, I understand there were
has a
explosions, but-
concussion. Say he has a shoulder injury. That's the parts that actually made contact with something.
Why can't you? Yeah, why can't you just go?
Say
with
he
concussion?
stubbed his
Like,
toe. Why is it got to be a fucking shattered pelvis or anal leakage? Like, why is it got to do that shit? Anyways,
Okay, and then there's one thing on this list we haven't touched on yet.
we're getting there.
Okay,
Uh-oh.
let's go.
Uh-oh. Are you still there?
Wait, can I?
Yeah.
Can
Okay.
I just briefly talk about the Mike and Maria thing? This is what I was talking about earlier, Jason.
Okay, you did. All right.
No.
moving on.
I'm a big fan of Mike Bennett. Always have been. And yay, he's on Raw. I'm happy he's back on Raw. I don't really like this gimmick because they've taken everything away from Mike. He is a bitch. His gimmick is he's a bitch, and he's a bad one too, by the way. Like
Okay, but the point is, this is going to build to something in theory.
what?
A
What is-
storyline against somebody, whoever knocked up Maria, supposedly.
Either that, or he'll snap and just sort of
They'd slap her in the face.
or something. Or
I mean, unless they just get bored after 2 weeks and then we never see them again. Which
well, I mean
they
that can happen with
don't
any
do.
of these fucking storylines. So,
True. As far as the Cedric, did we talk about the Cedric thing yet?
we mentioned it. I don't think we went in depth on it, but
Well,
so
just-
for
I
those
mean-
who are smart enough to not watch Raw this week, basically we spent the entire episode with Shane and Drew McIntyre saying they were going to pick Roman Reigns' partner for the night.
Mm-hmm.
What they ended up picking was a black disabled janitor in the back, but for no real reason they made him put on a mask because
Well, we understand it's live TV and you don't want people to see you actually do this fake fighting thing. So here, we'll
So
put
then-
you in a mask.
So then they introduce him. He comes out to the ring to team with Roman, and at some point starts doing a bunch of flippy shit.
A
And then
specific person's moveset.
then I'm like, okay, this. I of course we figured out who it was. All right, cool. This is Cedric's gonna get an upset win here as a janitor, and fucking rip the mask off and be a big pop, and that's cool.
Yeah.
Except no, he just ate a fucking Claymore and got pinned.
Literally fucking ate it.
What was
Mind
the
you,
fucking point of this?
He was rolling on offense too. Cedric was going, and then just boom.
He
Claymore.
didn't outsmart the heels. They still fucking won.
You want to know why? Because it's Shane McMahon.
But wouldn't
That's
it have
why.
been a great moment on Raw for Cedric to get the pin, and then
Yes.
Shane to be like, "What the fuck?" and then Cedric pulls the mask off, and
Yes.
even Roman's like, "Oh shit, it's Cedric Alexander, everyone."
Yes.
Well, that
that
makes
was what it
sense.
should have been.
That makes too much sense here.
Oh, God, that was not only the thread, that was the main event.
Yeah.
It was just ridiculous booking to do it that way. And then the thing that perhaps to me was the most egregious, we start Raw with a mixed tag match between Andrade and Zelina Vega versus everybody's favorite power couple, Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch. Now, I don't know if you guys heard, but they're dating.
Really?
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, no, it's the thing that's going on. They're apparently fucking, and apparently Becky fucks with her belt on. We learned that last week, so that's something interesting.
Wow.
Not the first time we've seen it.
It's a problem for Seth. Anyway, so the problem here, in terms of a logic from a booking standpoint, is that because we have to fit everything in the TV time constraints, this became an elimination mixed tag match.
Right.
Which then begs the question, were Seth to have eliminated Andrade first, would he not have simply eliminated himself? Because he can't touch Zelina Vega. We've established that as a rule in WWE.
Right.
I mean, Becky was eliminated, right?
Yeah, Becky did that.
She stood there, but technically she was eliminated from that match too.
Right.
So what the fuck is the point of making it an elimination match?
Right.
No, wait. It gets
for Becky
worse.
to eliminate Zelina, she eliminates herself. What is the fucking purpose of her doing that?
Wait, it actually gets worse, because if Seth doesn't win and Andrade pins Seth, who actually won the match? Because then each team had one person eliminated.
Oh, that's good. That's a good point.
That is a good point. That, again, makes no fucking sense.
And also, I like how Zelina and Becky
No,
are eliminated, but they're both still there.
Because once you eliminate someone, you eliminate yourself. So then, technically, at the end of that, if whoever pins whomever, it's a draw because everyone's been eliminated.
You know what I would have liked to have seen? One of them, actually, Becky or Seth, actually get eliminated. To put that doubt in your mind that, holy shit, Corbin and Lacey could possibly win this. Just to throw that little niche in there. You know, it's a possibility? Not really. But
Well,
Again,
I was gonna say,
it would have been nice for them to do that.
Such a fucking easy plot hole to tie up. Becky eliminates Zelina. Zelina sneak attacks Becky on the outside, gets her counted out. Problem fucking solved. You've done this without doing it in an idiotic way and accomplished the goal you wanted to accomplish.
Sure. But
We have fucking Smathers Lounge going ham tonight,
All right,
guys.
so before we get into
Love the
that,
feedback.
so Sal, this is for you. Listen up, so we don't have the same problem as last time. I can't see any of you guys.
Okay.
We are frozen on the YouTubes, but they can hear us. So we're gonna keep going. But remember now, I can't see any of you guys.
all right, pants off, fellas.
All right.
Oh my God, Sal with the great fucking face on YouTube again.
again.
Oh, jeez.
Very much so.
Can you guys, if I share my screen, can you see this?
I can never win.
I mean,
Oh,
Don't
that's
figure
his real
that.
face.
all right.
So it looks like Jason punched me in the left side of the face. Awesome. Right side of the face.
So yeah. So
Whatever.
go ahead now.
Oh, speaking of which, we didn't even fucking comment on that, and it's not in the perfect 10. Lacey Evans went fucking ham on Becky Lynch.
Oh yeah, we forgot about that.
Oh, yes.
So for anybody unaware, Lacey laid one into Becky and caught her stiff on the fucking jaw. Maybe even underneath the eye a little bit.
And now Becky has a concussion and will miss the paper.
Probably.
Wow.
Yay.
All right. So
Not for the concussion.
So John on the side says this feels like a placeholder feud, the Kofi and Joe one. Kane says maybe Kofi and Bray is the next feud. John says, I keep thinking that Orton is going to get some run with Kofi. Like Jason said, he's injured. I think if they play it right, Bray can be involved in stories.
You're reading ones I already did.
I'm trying to find where he was. Okay. Owens was upset. Glenn says Owens was upset he was pulled from his face run with New Day, so maybe they are going to make up for it now. John says, I don't need much more of him with New Day, but generally I wanted to see more of face KO. That being said, it feels like this iteration is going to be more compelling. They acted like he accomplished something, which was odd. Glenn says, I hope they do an Owens-Shane fight. Shane gets hurt bad and needs time off to heal. 6 months at least. Anal bleeding is a must there, Glenn. Kane says there was no purpose to it.
Yeah, don't just shatter his pelvis. He'll be back next week.
And then Ken Lockhart is here now and says, amazing Ken is in the
Hey.
room. So welcome, Ken. All right.
Again. Good to have you, bud.
There you go. So let's talk about one more thing with WWE before we move on to a new little segment. Because Nakamura, who showed up last week against Finn Balor, got a win over Finn Balor because, as is tradition, you pin the champion and then you get a match. But should we be interested in Nakamura at this point? And I guess the bigger question is Nakamura even interested in a feud at this point?
I fucking loved what they did with Nakamura.
Wow. That's not where I thought he was going with that.
Because it reminded me of when I was a kid and you got that really tough opponent playing the WWE video game and you just like illegally beat the shit out of the guy on the floor and try to get him counted out. And you keep trying to get him and he keeps coming in at fucking 9. And finally you get the right fucking combo saved up and as soon as he rolls in you hit your fucking finisher on him and pin him. It was me playing WWE video games in high school. That's what that fucking match was. But it was logical. It made fucking sense. It was dirty heel shit, and Nakamura finished him with his finisher and pinned him. I'm usually, and anyone that listens to the show knows, I am not a fucking fan of the beat the champion to get a title shot. But in the case of a guy like Nakamura, he needed a huge win against a megastar to build himself up to be legitimate. A simple victory over Cesaro wouldn't do it for Nakamura. This was the type of win he needed against a high-profile opponent he needed to beat. I'm all for this. I thought this was great.
See, and I thought you were going to go with your spiel of I don't want the champion to get pinned just for somebody else to get a title shot. And I agree with you. Nakamura needed this. But I liked, even though he healed it up, he didn't roll tights, he didn't hold the ropes. No, he just beat the fuck out of Finn. And that was the best part. He gave him his finish on the outside. Okay, Finn's going to get back in the ring. Well, guess what? He gave him his finish in the center, pinned him. And when he pinned him, it looked easy.
And these two have made magic in NXT, so we know they've got good chemistry.
Yeah, I 100% approve of building Shinsuke up very quickly to be a legit threat to Finn. I like the idea of Finn being like, oh shit, I can't just hit the coup de grace and win? Wait, what do you mean? Like, it gives a compelling story to both guys.
Ken on the side is asking if any of us are going to SmackDown Live this Tuesday in Worcester. Now, Troy is not because he's in Wisconsin, so that would be a hell of a fucking commute for him. Ginger is, in fact, going and will probably be on camera, so look for a rundown sign on the aisleway. I am scheduled to be in the house, but due to my son's baseball tournament, I may or may not be able to attend. By the way, I told him I would do it. Shout out my 9-year-old son this past week hit his first out-of-the-park home run in an all-star tournament, and I promised him I'd give him a shout-out on the show. So
congratulations to you, and just seriously, that is...
The fucked up part was I almost fucking missed it because I had to drive another kid back to his house, so by the time at the top of that half of the inning, and if I had missed that, I'd have been fucking pissed.
I was just you would have been the worst father in the world.
Shattered. I mean, I've never really cared for Nakamura that much, but I will say this: I miss Rusev.
That's fine, but you know what? Rusev needs to be a single too.
No, we need to bring Rusev Day back. That was the last time they were fucking over.
Yep. But yeah, that's all I gotta say about that.
Ginger, on a side note, was SmackDown this past week in New Hampshire?
Yes.
Why didn't you go to that one instead of Worcester?
Well, the tickets for Worcester went on sale before for some reason, and my wife didn't see the New Hampshire event and was like, oh, okay, we'll just go down to Worcester. And then the New Hampshire tickets went on sale the very next day. Yeah.
John on the side says, speaking of Cesaro, that's a pretty underwhelming choice for Alistair's first feud. I mean, the match will be good, but the promo segment was pretty rough. And Glenn said, I agree with it. You nailed that one. Was hoping it was someone else.
Look.
No way.
Look, was it an underwhelming reveal? It was a little bit of an underwhelming reveal. I liked it, though.
I love it.
The camera being positioned at his dick instead of on his face was kind of weird. But I
love
his,
the fact
James
that he
Bondish
walks around with his. I love the fact that he walks around with his fucking mouth guard in with his suit.
Fuck yeah. But I liked it because Cesaro has been on a fucking warpath lately, and they're actually doing something with him, which I really enjoy.
Yeah, but he's just going to eat a fucking black mass. That's so...
No, but they're going to have a great 15-minute match.
I think they'll give him I think they'll give him some time for this. Obviously, I think we know who's going over, but I think they'll let these two have a pretty decent length match.
You guys didn't think oh shit, that's gonna be a fucking great like Cesaro, the way he hits in black, like
are they having the match in NXT?
They're having it on the pay-per-view.
It would be a fucking great match in NXT.
Yeah. Oh, it's going to be a 5-minute match on Extreme Rules.
No, right. I don't think so. I, even if it's 5 minutes, I think it's going to be a hard-hitting, good match.
I don't know, man. Have you seen this
if it's on pre-show, I'm going to be fucking pissed.
I don't know. They're not doing the black return on pre-show.
John said they both acted like cartoony villains, and honestly, that's been Aleister Black's gimmick since he moved to SmackDown. So
pick a fight with you.
Yeah. So before we get into
who knocked at my door? Someone.
Like Shakespeare on drugs.
Someone is playing Ding Dong Ditch.
Somebody
in my locker room.
Somebody left a flaming turd on my doorstep.
Don't put it out with your boots, Dad.
Don't tell me my business, devil. All right, so before we get into our 13 different shows happening this weekend, it's time for a new segment. That's right. It's Jason's Conspiracy Corner.
Oh, God. All right, so I guess we're going no context on this one, huh?
No, this is your Conspiracy Corner. You give us the context. Tell us what's the conspiracy.
It's a fucking conspiracy. This is simply an observation. Which one?
I beg to differ, but go ahead.
That I asked the question, is it conceivably possible that the WWE is helping to finance Impact Wrestling against now that AEW is a thing, in the same way they did with ECW back in the WCW days? And there are several very legitimate reasons that I believe this. First of all, if you watched Slammiversary, which, by the way, was a really good pay-per-view that I actually enjoyed, and anybody who listens to the show knows I'm not a fan of intergender matches, but Tessa Blanchard and Sami Callihan put on a very credible main event that was good. I enjoyed it. I actually enjoyed that match. I don't usually enjoy those style of matches. That said, the reason this came up was because at the end, a talent in a mask shows up and gores the new champion, or Michael Elgin in the ring. Not the new champion, sorry. Brian Cage retained his title. Gores Michael Elgin in the ring and gets a huge pop and runs away. It's very, very clear to anyone with a set of fucking eyeballs that this is Rhino. Problem with that is that Rhino is still under contract to WWE until July 17th, by his own admission and by the company's admission. Reports also said Glenn said just the video is frozen, but the audio is good. I thought I read that wrong. I'm like, do we lose audio on YouTube too? Because that would suck.
No, but while we were talking about Aleister Black, my screen went to black. So.
Oh, okay. So now we're completely off.
We're completely
YouTube.
Black, but people can still hear us on YouTube.
All right. Cool. Oh yes, there we are. Mm-hmm. If we restart the stream, I don't know how we do that. Anyway.
I mean, if you want to keep talking, I'll go ahead and restart the whole thing.
Is that going to drop everyone?
It's my call, isn't it? Yep, that'll drop everybody. So we're just going to keep rolling with it.
Yeah, forget it. Sorry, guys. You're not going to get to see the joy of my faces. And I just got naked. It's too bad for all of you. Anyway, so Rhino's under contract till July 17th. There were reports that came out that said while he was under contract, WWE had decided they weren't going to really push the matter. To which I say, in an era where they're trying to lock up really bottom barrel talent from 5-year contracts just to prevent them from appearing elsewhere, why all of a sudden are they totally cool with a company like Impact having one of their contracted talents on their pay-per-view? Which then begs the question, Impact continues to sign people to contracts with no real TV deal up until hopefully this Access thing. Where's that money coming from? And that then leads me to the idea that all of a sudden they're having television contract talks with Access, who were rumored to be hot and heavy after NXT for a while, to partner up with their New Japan broadcast. Seems a little weird since they were having all these meetings with WWE that they ended up going with Impact. And by the way, you can read multiple reports of Ed Nordum and other Impact officials having meetings at Titan Towers. There are some disputes as to whether they were or were not with Vince or Hunter or whoever, but the point is they were all there. And WWE being allowed to use all of Impact's creative licenses in terms of talent names or even have been lent video footage for their feature films. Everything here points me to that there is a serious working relationship between these two promotions that nobody is agreeing to, that nobody is publicly stating, but that is going on. That's it. And for some reason, some people took great exception to this notion, despite the fact that it's exactly what this same fucking company being run by the same fucking people have done for years with other promotions. I don't know why this was such a shocking revelation that I dropped on everybody, but apparently it was a big bombshell that this could be a thing. So if anybody would like to have a moment of calling me crazy, go right ahead.
No, I had said after our discussion that you brought up some valid points. Curious why Impact? You know, they've been around for like 17 years at this point.
Because they've been around for 17 years at this point.
Yeah, but so is ROH.
Yeah, but
not back then?
Yeah, but ROH isn't going to work with WWE because they stole all their talent.
Okay, hold on. ROH is also part of Sinclair Broadcasting, which has a ton of fucking money and could put it right behind ROH if they decided they wanted to. Impact Wrestling, over that 17 years, has descended from Spike TV to Destination America to fucking Twitch. So they have a far more vested interest if they want to keep their company alive in taking money from Vince McMahon nowadays.
Oh, I'm friggin' BCW. I'm taking money from Vince if he's offering it. You know what I mean? I don't think anybody.
So why was this? Why was this such a shocking contention that I made? That so many people that this is a giant conspiracy theory.
It just.
I think it's because it hasn't happened. Yeah, it hasn't happened in a long time ago. They haven't faced
competition at the level that they're facing with AEW.
Yeah. Yeah,
since WCW, and they did it during the WCW days. And people who think that the only company they helped finance was ECW during the WCW days are not aware of what actually went on. So, because that was not the only company they were helping to bankroll back then.
Now, that being said, they are a publicly traded company now, which they weren't in the ECW days. I mean, isn't that stuff have to be...
Nope.
I mean, our government manages to pay for Area 51, doesn't it?
No, a publicly traded company does not need to divest all of their investments and things like that. And plus, like, Vince has enough money of his own pocket, he could do it himself. Like, WWE is a publicly traded company, but Vince has more than just WWE as he can make shell corporations. He can do whatever the fuck he wants. I mean, do you think that Coca-Cola has shown everything they put money into? No,
probably not.
No. So,
also, do you remember recently all these high-level WWE people, Vince, Shane, Stephanie, Kevin Dunn, all selling away WWE stock?
Yeah.
Yes.
For large sums of money that we can no longer trace because it's no longer tied to WWE.
Yep.
Yeah.
Interesting.
A couple years ago, before AEW existed, there was talk, a lot of smoke about
this is the lamest conspiracy corner ever. Nobody's coming at me here.
Wait, can I finish? Jesus Christ.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I already finished.
I finished an hour ago.
Good for you. A couple years ago, there was a large, story being reported about Impact Wrestling selling its tape library to WWE. And whether they met or they didn't, I'm pretty sure that they did meet at one point. It never went through.
Did it?
Wait, what never went through?
Do you remember when Impact was in serious trouble and when Billy Corgan was in charge, they
Yes.
were going to sell their tape library to WWE?
Yes.
And the deal never went through.
Because Anthem Media didn't want to buy the company if the tape library wasn't included.
And Anthem is still
Anthem still owns it. They were the buyer they chose over Billy Corgan.
okay. So if that deal didn't go through, why do future dealings with Impact Wrestling?
Because they're in a different
Because this
position
doesn't
now.
take away anything from the company. They don't own anything from Impact. This is simply here, have some money, which is what they gave Paul in ECW.
True.
Keep your shit running. It's helping us to have having another company out there where we can,
Screw over later.
foster talent.
Now,
By the way, TJP just returned to Impact too.
looks great, by the way.
Yeah.
I saw him in a match on Impact against Austin.
Ace Austin.
Ace Austin. Great. Best match he's had in years.
Ace
Where
Austin
was
is
that
fucking
TJP?
impressive. Ace Austin is fucking impressive. We had him in APW at the last major show we did.
He's really good. Impact itself is getting really good. Secretly,
It is.
like nobody knows.
I'm saying,
but like
that-
Impact's getting.
It's
for the
because
past
it's been
year or
such a clusterfuck for the past fucking 3 years.
Their
And-
pay-per-views over the last few years have actually been very good pay-per-views. Very entertaining for the most part.
Yeah, that's
And
the
this
thing.
one was no exception.
Sometimes they do things like Balafa, and it's a little bit weird. And if you don't know what that is, I'm not going to.
Sometimes they do what?
It's Falaba, you idiots. Not
Balafa.
Balaba.
Whatever.
It's Falaba, and I happen to know the guy, and he's awesome. So fuck off.
Okay. But the gimmick's a little bit different. No, I know, but sometimes look, there's things that
Troy
go
just
on.
faded to black too.
There's things that go on
Hey
in
there,
Impact
Troy.
Wrestling.
I'm here.
Okay, just because people can't see it doesn't mean we can.
Well, maybe he doesn't want you to. Okay, maybe he's fingering his own asshole right now.
No, I'll do that after the show's over. So speaking of fingering your own asshole, we've got some pay-per-views to talk about. if we're done with the conspiracy corner, were we done with the conspiracy corner?
Yeah.
Apparently, it wasn't much of a conspiracy corner. Nobody went at me.
I suppose. Well, come up with some better. Listen to what's his fucking Vince Russo more.
I'll stop having logic.
Yes. Stop
Okay.
having so much logic and talk more about the fact that they have replaced Alexa Bliss with a doppelganger.
Well, no, his thing is AEW and WWE are working together. That's a conspiracy theory.
Yes. Because that makes all the sense in the world.
Not Impact in WWE.
Right.
That makes actual sense.
Yeah. All right. So let's talk about the show that WWE has no point at all for showing, but except to go after AEW. That's the 10th anniversary show of Evolve.
That's not true, but okay.
That's sarcasm. Thank you.
Okay.
You
Yes.
can't see his face.
That's right. You
That's
can't,
the point.
you can't see my voice, my face, but yes. So we had talked about it before in regards to Kenny Oshmegma being upset that for no reason WWE was going to put on an Evolve show on their network. Yeah, there's tons of reasons. It's the 10th anniversary show of a company that the people that are in their company helped create, and they have a working relationship with. There is 100% reason for them to put the show on.
I did a huge rant on this the other day,
Yep.
but on NXT Revisited last night. So go check that out if you want my take on this. I'm not going to tie up everyone's time
Yeah.
repeating my points
Let
from
it be
last night.
known that Kenny Omega doesn't support indie wrestling.
That's right. Yeah, because there's no WWE guys on the show. There's a couple of NXT guys, but most of it is Evolve talent.
Well, trust me, you're going to see Austin Theory in a WWE promotion
yes.
very, very soon.
So let's get into it. Now, there's no build to any of these things, so it's just going to be straight. Here's the matchups. Let's go ahead and give our predictions. Adam Cole will be defending the NXT Championship against Akira Tozawa. Ginger.
Cole, baby.
Jason.
There's not a single person on this panel that's going to pick Akira Tozawa.
Okay,
So-
then let's move on to the winner take all.
It's going to be Adam Cole.
Yeah.
Sal, it's going to be Adam Cole, right?
Adam Cole, baby.
All right. So the
Sorry, I'm
Evolve,
looking at Bailey's tits.
the Evolve champion Austin Theory is taking on the WWN champion JD Drake. Now, if you do not know Austin Theory, he is essentially John Cena with less charisma. He's just a gigantic fucking dude. So I think Austin Theory is winning both these belts. Jeff agrees with me. Ginger, who you got?
JD Drake.
All right. Adam agrees with you. Sal, who do you got?
Austin Theory.
And Jason?
I'm gonna go with JD Drake.
Okay. It helps that they're both champions. It does make it where you're not quite sure what they're gonna do.
Sal, aren't you supposed to be keeping track of this shit?
Since when?
Somebody needs to keep track of it.
You've done it the last like 4 times we've done these things.
Ginger, keep track of it, please.
Yeah, he doesn't know what he's doing.
Oh, for fuck's sake! Who had Drake?
Oh, I can do it. I got it.
All right, go ahead.
You.
I color coded everything, so just copy and paste from up there, and everything will be the same across the board. Be good.
Except you forgot me for Adam Cole.
Well, that's because you tried to skip to the next thing before saying Adam Cole. So
I'm sorry, Adam Cole, baby. I'm usually purple, by the way. All right, so the Evolve Tag Team
I
Champions.
didn't know we had assigned colors. Sorry, I just grabbed whatever was fucking there.
Eddie
Perhaps
King...
a flow chart would help.
All right, I'll get right on that. Eddie Kingston and Joe Gacy defend against AR Fox and Leon Ruff. So I'm going with Kingston and Gacy to retain. So is Adam. So is Jeff. Ginger, who you got?
I went on AR Fox and Leon Ruff.
Sal?
Fox and Ruff.
Jason?
I'm on Kingston and Gacy. I'm a big fan of Kingston.
All right. What do they call this? A grudge match?
Yeah.
Yeah. Drew Gulak versus Matt Riddle. Now, the Cruiserweight Championship is not on the line in this one, because I think Matt Riddle is like 260 pounds.
And that's just Dick.
Yeah, pretty much. So, Jason, who you got?
I'm going to go Riddle.
All right. Sal.
Riddle.
Ginger.
I'm going Drew.
Okay, you're wrong. I'm going Matt Riddle, as is Jeff and Adam. Then we've got Arturo Ruas, the former... Oh, Jesus, I was going to say who he former was, and I can't fucking remember his name ever. Adrian Jowd, taking on Anthony Henry. Sal, who you got?
Probably Otaro Russ.
Ross. Ginger, who you got?
Anthony Henry.
Safe bet to go against Anthony Henry.
You know that's not Mark Henry, right?
Right.
Oh, it's his kid, ain't it?
Yes, this is kid. Jeff and Adam both going with Arturo Ruas. Jason, who you got?
I'll go Arturo.
I'm going to agree with you guys and go Arturo. That takes us to Babatunde taking on Colby Corino. This one I think is a little bit harder to decide on, because Babatunde is one of their big fucking guys, but Colby Corino is Colby Corino. So Ginger, who you got?
Colby Corino.
All right, Jason.
I had no real guess, but because Ginger picked Colby Corino, I'm going Babatunde.
Fair enough. Adam agrees with you. Jeff agrees with Ginger. Sal, who you got?
I'm going Colby Corino.
All right, to make it a 50-50 split, I'm going Babatunde.
Nobody has ever won picking with Ginger. I'm just saying.
That's very true. Then we have a fatal four-way match as Sean Maluto takes Stephen Wolf, Harlem Bravado, and Kurt Stallion. Do we have we got two guys named after animals. We got one guy named after a section of New York, and Sean Maluto.
And Sean Maluto.
So Sal, who you got?
I'm a big fan of Sean Maluto, man. I gotta go with Sean Maluto and Stephen Wolf. I mean, no, just Sean Maluto.
Okay,
not a tag.
You can't pick half the field.
You can't pick half of them. Jason, who you got?
I also am a big fan of Sean Maluta, so I'm going with him.
All right, Ginger, who you got?
Stephen Wolf.
Okay, Jeff going with Sean Maluta. Adam going with Kurt Stallion, just because I don't want him to feel left out. I'm going Harlem Bravado. And
Of course, Adam picks a stallion.
Of course he does. And our main event of the night, Rundown's favorite guest, the retrosexual Anthony Green, taking on Josh Briggs. Ginger, who you got?
I'm a homer, and I'm going Anthony Green.
You're wrong. Sal, who you got?
Hold on.
Yes?
Sorry. Yeah, I know where you're going with that comment. They're both home. They're both from here.
Exactly.
All right. Sal, who you got?
Pains me to pick against him, but yeah, it's gonna be Josh Briggs that wins.
Jason, who you got?
I think it's Briggs.
Okay. I'm going Briggs as well, because that's the correct answer.
And for the record, if you're interested, if you're not familiar with these, if you're interested, Ginger and I had a pretty in-depth discussion on both of them last night on NXT Revisited, so I encourage you to go check that out if you're interested.
Yeah, and if you want to hear Anthony Green on the Rundown, you have 2 different episodes to choose from. You have the Rundown sit-down back when he was...
All good
Anthony Green, correct?
Jesus.
Thank you. And you also have our very first Wackatology Wackatology Tournament special, where me, Jason, and retrosexual Anthony Green picked the hottest WWE female wrestler. So 2 different options there. Retrosexual Anthony Green, friend of the show.
Yes.
So that is Evolve. That is happening tomorrow.
Saturday night.
Saturday night.
Yep,
Sorry,
Saturday
Saturday night. Also happening Saturday night, AEW presents Fight for the Fallen.
Yeah, because WWE's trying to take money from the people who are victims of gun violence.
That's right. Because every person that watches Fight for the Fallen will be donating 0 money to any of this, because it's strictly based on people who show up in the audience there. So the buy-in show sees Jimmy Havoc, Darby Allin, and Joey Janela take on MJF, Sammy Guevara, and Shawn Spears in a We Gotta Get These Guys in the Card match. So Jeff and Adam and myself are picking MJF, Sammy Guevara, and Shawn Spears. Jason, who you got?
I'm going to tell you that you're all wrong. It's going to be Jimmy Havoc, Darby Allin, and Joey Janela for a couple of reasons. First off, all of them took losses at the last pay-per-view, or didn't get wins at the last pay-per-view at least. The other people were either not on the show, and so far the formula seems to be you lose one pay-per-view, you win the next one in AEW.
Wait, but the other team all lost or weren't involved in matches either, right?
I said or weren't involved. The other 3 all lost. Like, straight up got pinned.
Okay, well, Jimmy Havoc lost.
Right.
Joey Janela lost. Darby Allin went to a draw.
Didn't win.
Yeah, didn't win. MJF lost. Shawn Spears wasn't in the match.
Did not eat the pin. Jimmy Havoc ate the pin in that match.
Yeah.
And what about
Sammy Guevara wasn't on the show, and Shawn
show.
Spears was the thing everybody was talking about. Now let me explain to you why this is going to happen. If you watched the last pay-per-view, when Shawn Spears hit the chair shot, MJF was the one most pissed off at him for doing it. They continued that on being the Elite. So what's going to happen is Shawn Spears and MJF are not going to be able to keep their hands off each other. They're going to turn on each other. They're going to brawl. It's going to cost their team the match, and it's going to set up a match between the two before Shawn Spears gets Cody Rhodes at All Out.
Fair enough. Ginger, who you got?
MJF and crew.
All right, and Sal.
Havoc, Darby, and Joey Janela, just because they're all deathmatch guys.
All right. We can't pick these next 2.
No,
Sure.
so can we skip them?
No.
No, I did.
We don't even know if they're facing each other.
Who cares?
Because if I pick B. Priestley and Britt Baker to win, one of them is going to be wrong if they face each other. That's why we can't pick it, because we don't know who they're against. We don't know what kind of match they're in.
All right, let's hypothetically assume they're against each other. Let's do it that way. Fair enough.
I just would rather skip it. I would rather say B. Priestley, Britt Baker are both announced to be competing on the show, but their matches haven't been announced.
Sure.
And say skip it, because it's
Sure. Check out B. Priestley and her fantastic breasts.
Check out B. Priestley in our tournament, and Britt Baker as well.
As well. Thank you.
RundownWrestling.com. Sunny Kiss will take on Peter Avalon with Liva Bates, missing an S on there. She is also in our tournament, by the way. Thanks, Ginger. Ginger, who you got?
I have Peter Avalon with Leva Bates.
All right.
Yeah, continuing the tradition of Ginger being wrong.
Yeah, because it's going to be Sunny Kiss.
Yeah, it's gonna be Sunny Kiss.
Apparently, Adam decided not to. Oh, that's right. This match was announced late. That's what it is.
Yeah.
So we don't have any picks from Jeff or Adam on this one. Sal, who you got?
Sunny Kiss.
All right.
So Adam picked a librarian from his high school. I don't think he quite knew what it was.
Mrs. Fenster?
Yes.
All right. Our next match, Dark Order, take on Angelico and Jack Evans and Jungle Boy.
Angelico.
I don't give a fuck. And Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus in a triple threat tag team match. I had no fucking clue that Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus trained together until all of a sudden they started to put out like pictures of them when they were fucking like just starting out in the business. So that was kind of cool. Ginger, who you got?
I got Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus.
Jason?
Ginger,
Everybody else is going to go Dark Order and Angelico.
Of course, it's the Dark Order. They're trying to establish them as a major fucking deal and failing miserably, so they're gonna put them over here.
Yeah, Dark Order is our Super Smash Brothers, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Or formerly known as Super Smash Brothers.
Which was ironically the nickname you gave to Rowan and Harper
It
when
was.
they were the Bludgeon Brothers.
It's true.
That's true. Well, Hammer Bros worked too. Sal, who you got?
So who did you pick, Jason? I'm sorry.
Dark Order.
For the exact reason Jason said, I'm going Dark Order.
All right. I'm going Angelico and Jack Evans because I wanted to feel left out.
Adam picked Dark Order, but that's only because he thought it was Private Party.
All right, so that takes us to what will most likely be the piss break of the event. Brandy Rhodes takes on Allie.
I'm looking forward to this.
I'm not because Brandy Rhodes can't wrestle.
She can wrestle a little bit.
She's gotten better.
All right. I still want to see her, but because she's Stephanie McMahon, I think she's going to win this.
I like the build they've done to this match, where they've sort of turned it into two women trying to overcome their insecurities. I do like that. I think it's compelling and it's interesting. So,
Fair enough. Who do you got then?
I think Brandy Rhodes wins because I think she turns shitty heel again and cheats to win this thing. Has somebody interfere for her. She's done this whole thing. I'm betting was done to convince Allie that she could feel safe and not look over her shoulder during the match.
Yeah.
Only to be screwed over.
Right. Ginger.
Brandy.
Sal.
Fuck, I want to change mine to Allie.
Two.
No, I'm just kidding.
I'm going with Allie.
Hey, Jason.
She gets.
I'm sorry, I didn't realize you had more to that. Go ahead.
Allie gets the win, and then Brandy goes full heel on her.
Okay. Jason, don't you have a joke anytime we discuss Allie?
Well, that was when she was doing Dark Alley in TNA, but
Oh, okay.
Oh, I thought you meant Impact Allie.
to which the joke was, that's one Dark Alley I wouldn't mind going down.
Yeah. All right. I got everyone in there, right?
So did Allie.
Well, she definitely got a lot of silicone put into her. All right, so Kenny Oshmegma takes on Shima. Adam and Hefe both go into with Kenny Oshmegma. Ginger, who you got?
Ooh, Schmegma.
Jason, who you got?
That's Omega.
Sal, who you got?
Omega.
Troy, who you got? Oshmegma. The Dustbusters take on the Young Bucks.
Good.
Go ahead, Jason.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Young Bucks.
All right. Ginger.
The Bucks.
Sal.
The Rhodes is.
Hefe goes with the Young Bucks. Adam goes with the Dustbusters. Boy. Like, the Cody and Dustin just went in this big fucking thing.
This is a company. So my logic here is this is a company that's priding themselves on revitalizing tag team wrestling,
Right.
and having your top tag team lose to a couple of singles wrestlers who are pairing up. To me, isn't a good look for your tag team division. So
Yeah. I mean,
The
that's
Bucks can take a loss. They're fine. They're friggin' Teflon.
Yeah, but I
Hey,
would,
wins and losses matter in AEW, motherfucker.
apparently.
It's fine.
Yeah, see, I went with the Young Bucks just because of the fact that I think that that people are going to get involved with Cody, to cause him to lose. So, Adam Page gets rewarded with a match against Kip Sabian for his win at the Fighter Fest. Jason, who you got?
I'm actually shocked that it's Ginger and Jeff. Never mind. Adam Page. I was surprised some people are picking Kip Sabian, but it's the two worst selectors on the entire network.
That's
So
true. All right, Sal.
Well, surprise, surprise, motherfucker. I'm going Kip Sabian because Jericho's gonna show up and cost Page the match.
Okay, I don't know why you did that voice, but whatever. Ginger.
I got Kip Sabian.
All right. Hefe's going Kip Sabian. Adam and myself are going Adam Page. We have picture again. We're still frozen, but we got picture again.
that's interesting.
Well, at least on my screen. I don't know if it's on the YouTube's at this point. SoCal Uncensored will take on the Lucha Bros. I went with SoCal Uncensored, but I know that the Lucha Bros have been losing a lot, so let's see what everyone else thinks. Ginger.
Yeah, that exact point that you just made. I'm going Lucha Bros. They're not going to job fucking 3 shows in a row.
Okay. Jason.
Yeah, Lucha Bros.
All right, Sal.
Lucha Bros.
All right. So
SoCal
it.
Val Uncensored as much as I love.
Fair enough. So that's.
Oh, we've been hold on. We gotta catch up a little bit on the side here because we got some guys who have been
Okay.
throwing predictions down that we've been fucking not paying attention to. Never mind. It was very quick. It was John said he doesn't know anything about Evolve, so he has no predictions. And then says, but Sean Spears hasn't won since he wrestled Aiden English. And then says he even lost the final match in that feud. So
There you go. Thanks, Sean. That takes us to WWE Extreme Rules. So, not everything has a stipulation, but everything probably will once we get to the thing. So Molester Black will take on Cesaro in a...
anything that doesn't have a stipulation will be a 2 out of 3 falls match.
Probably, yeah.
Oh,
Well, typically there's no commercials for Extreme Rules, so I think we should be okay. Well,
They'll put
other
commercials
than,
in.
Other than, KFC commercial every between the matches.
so does that mean they're gonna turn this into a stairs match?
Probably. No, it's going to be a doors match. So,
Oh yeah.
Ginger, who you got in this one?
It's a lights out match, motherfuckers.
An empty arena match? Because it will be at this point.
Hey, start with me.
All right, Sal, host of the show, go for it.
I'm gonna pick Aleister Black.
I'm so glad I started with you. Jason, go ahead. Why did you want me to start with you?
Yeah, what's
Because he had to take a piss and he texted us.
who did?
Ginger.
Oh, he's gone?
Yes.
Okay, well, again, I can't see that.
No, but you have access to your phone just like I do.
Which I have the rundown on my phone and the
Okay.
YouTube's on my phone, so I don't typically see that stuff. But thank you for. We'll steamroll through it. Jason, who you got?
I'm gonna go with Aleister Black.
All right. Hefe and Adam went with Molester Black. Ginger, since he's not here, he's going with Sheamus. The U.S. Championship is on the line as Ricochet.
Probably has a better chance of being right than what he actually picked. So
That's true.
Ginger has returned, by the way.
There you go.
Sorry.
Ginger, would you like to pick the first match, or did you just want to go with what we picked for you?
bold selection, sir.
Fucking assholes. I can only imagine. Jesus Christ. Let's see what we got. What is the match?
Aleister Black versus Cesaro.
Oh, Black.
That's not
Sorry,
what
guys.
You
you
put on
It wasn't? Did
No.
I really put Cesaro?
Yes.
Yes, you did.
Alright, I'll stick with it. Fuck it.
All right. Fair
I'll
enough.
continue my shit streak.
All right. Speaking of shit streaks, Ricochet defends the U.S. Championship.
Speaking of shit streaks, would you like to tell the audience what you said about Ava's story today, Ginger?
Say what?
So speaking of shit streaks, would you like to tell the audience what you said about Ava's story today?
Oh, I would eat a mile of her shit just to lick it clean.
Nice. All right.
Lick her ass clean. Just
Num nums.
Now that we've lost all of our listeners. Ricochet.
And John says
Ricochet.
Aleister Black is a lock to win.
Ricochet will defend against
It's Ricochet.
AJ Styles. AJ Styles.
Ricochet.
Jason, who you got?
Ricochet.
Sal, who you got?
Styles.
Fucking people.
Ginger, who you got?
Ricochet. He's gonna get himself some backup.
All right. Well, he's not going to be backed up because you just took care of that. Jeff and Adam are selecting Ricochet. I'm going AJ Styles just because fuck it.
John's also going with AJ for this one. Said he'd be a little surprised being right here, but it's a gut feeling.
Fair enough. Ricochet also really good at feeling his gut. The last man standing match, a ruptured spleen on a pole match between Braun Strowman and Bobby Lashley. Ginger, who you got?
Bobby.
You're the only... This is a gimmick now. When you're the only one consistently picking the guy who's obviously going to lose, I'm convinced now you're just gimmicking us.
Why is it obvious?
It's not, but we're going to keep moving on. I got Braun Strowman winning via Bray Wyatt interference. Sal, who you got?
Strowman coming back from the injury.
Jason, who you got?
Strowman's been the underdog in this thing because of the injury, so Strowman.
And
he's got to overcome the odds. That's how heels, that's how faces do it.
That's true. Jeff and Adam both agree that Braun Strowman is going over, so yes, Ginger, you're the only person to pick Bobby Lashley.
Goddamn right. Watch.
SmackDown Tag Team Championships, the Eco Warriors defend against the New Day and the Fat Mechanics in a triple threat tag team match. I'm going with Fat Mechanics.
What would we call them?
Jeff is going New Day. Adam's going Eco Warriors. Ginger, who you got?
Eco Warriors.
Sal, who you got?
Yeah, Eco Warriors retain.
Jason, who you got?
My pretty lady. Stick my dick in her.
Were you not there? Were you not here for my Otis impersonation?
Maybe not.
Oh.
Pretty lady! Pull your pants down and spread your cheeks!
Jesus.
So I believe Jason was going Fat Mechanics on that one.
No, I'm not. I'm going Brian and Biodiesel.
All right. Drew Gulak returns the next night to defend his Cruiserweight Championship against Tony Nese.
In the kickoff
show. Why is this not Drew Gulak versus Oney Lorcan? The guy was all over 205 Live's Go Home show, and he's not even booked for this event.
Why is this not Drew Gulak versus Humberto Carrillo, who is the only interesting face they have on 205 Live?
They're saving that for the SummerSlam Cruiserweight title match.
Or Drew Gulak versus Mike
on the
Kanellis.
kickoff show.
Or Drew Gulak versus Chad Gable. Why is it fucking Tony Nese again?
Because Nese needs his rematch.
No,
well, Nese hasn't actually...
We got rid of rematches. We got rid of
but
automatic
in
rematches.
name,
but Nese didn't get pinned to lose his title.
I don't give a shit. Nese is boring as shit. He's the reason why 205 Live is getting canceled.
We spent too much time talking about this.
Yeah.
John says Brian and Rowan are going to win, and then picked Gulak to win this one. So
yeah, right. Gulak retains.
Gulak retains. Jason.
I have Gulak, but Ginger has Kushida.
Did Ginger leave again, or are you just...
No, he's right there.
Ginger, who you got?
Oh, I got Drew.
All right.
Drewshida.
It's a clean sweep, which means Tony Nese is probably going to win.
It's probably going to be Tony Nese, yeah. 2 out of 1 handy-capable match for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Bayley takes on Raw superstars Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross. I am going with Bayley via Boss Tom. Ginger, who you got?
Bayley.
Sal, who you got?
It's Boss Time! Bayley.
Jason.
I'm going to go with Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross.
What?
All right.
What the fuck?
I think they make the angle more compelling that way.
Probably. But Bayley has been actually better as women's champion this time around.
Yeah, see, I
Yeah.
see it happening one of two ways. I see Nikki getting the win for Alexa, and then they do the co-champions bit for a bit, or I see Sasha coming back and costing Bailey the match. So in either scenario, I think Bailey loses.
I mean, you also have the possibility of Bailey pinning Nikki Cross, and that causing the rift after the match.
There it is.
Yeah,
So-
but see, I don't think that causes the rift because that's
Because-
happened before.
But Nikki.
Oh,
would've-
Again,
Alexa's gonna
The
snap.
phrase "co-champions" was introduced to this for a specific reason.
Oh, I know. All right, so the WWE Championship is on the line as Kofi Kingston defends against Joey Samoa. Ginger, who you got?
I got Kofi keeping it.
All right, Adam also agrees that he's got Kofi keeping it. Hefe chose Samoa Joe. I chose Samoa Joe. Jason, who you got?
As much as I would love it to be Samoa Joe, I think it's going to be Kofi Kingston.
Sal.
Can I explain to you why it's going to be Samoa Joe?
If you must.
If I must.
I'm going to be 40 by the time you're. This is the last fucking thing I'm going to hear at age 39. Is fucking.
They need-
Sal.
They need a SummerSlam program. And if they're not going to turn Big E heel, then they need Kofi to chase again. Because it's better when the face champion chases. So I say Joe wins
How can
here.
a face champion chase?
You know what I meant. The former face champion chasing for the belt. So I say Joe wins here and then loses it to Kofi at SummerSlam.
All right. Well, Jeff has Joe winning the championship and then losing it to Brock Lesnar via cash-in. I do not have Brock getting involved in this. Adam does not have Brock getting involved in this. Ginger, do you have Brock getting involved?
Absolutely.
Okay. So you're saying that Kofi retains and then loses it, or do you say that Brock injects himself into the match?
Oh no, Kofi retains after a brutal ass whooping somehow, and then Brock comes out and takes advantage.
All right. Sal, do you have Brock getting a cash-in?
No. Happy birthday, Jason.
Yeah,
Thank
happy
you.
birthday, Jason. Jason, make your pick. Do you have Brock getting a cash-in?
I do not. And the interesting thing to me is that Paul Heyman cut this promo about how it's a spoiler, blah blah blah, and I've never misled you with my spoiler. He told us that fucking Brock beating Seth at WrestleMania was a spoiler. He's been wrong about his spoilers a fucking lot, dude. Like,
Yeah. Well, he
Right.
also said that this would be the time for him to lie because he's been.
but he's
right
already
so often.
lied. That's
Yes,
the point.
he has lied a lot.
That's all he does is he's
Yeah.
Paul Heyman. One.
So
Uh,
that's an L.
No cash in. So just to get caught up, John has Bailey and Kofi. Said he'd like Joe to win, but he doesn't think he will. I'm in that same boat. And said he doesn't think Brock cashes in until SummerSlam.
All right. A no holds barred tag team match, which just means that the Hell's Gate can be used. The Graveyard Dogs take on Shane and his bitch. I have Shane and his bitch winning to end this feud. Ginger, who you got?
Roman and Taker prevail.
You need to address them by their legally given name, the Graveyard Dogs.
Graveyard Dogs
Sal, who you got?
prevail.
It's their yard. It's the Graveyard Dogs.
Jason.
I'm not fucking saying that, but it's Roman and Undertaker.
All right. Jason says Graveyard Dogs.
No, Jason said Roman and the Undertaker.
Okay, fair enough.
You'll be so mad when Michael Cole calls on that.
Graveyard Dogs. You know he's going to. There's a lot of.
What do we think main events this show?
The Graveyard
Ah,
Dogs.
no,
Oh, yeah,
I don't.
definitely.
I don't, and we'll get into it. I'll tell you why in a minute.
It's the next match. Winner take all Extreme Rules match. Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch, the Universal Champion and Raw Women's Champion, take on Baron Corbin and Lacey Evans. If Baron Corbin and Lacey Evans win, they both get the championships. If they lose, they do not get another championship until SummerSlam. Adam and Jeff have both said that Rollins and Lynch retain. I agree, Rollins and Lynch retain. Ginger, who you got?
This is going to be your babyface chasing match. Baron Corbin becomes the Universal Champion.
Oh, good.
And Lacey, obviously.
Oh, it's amazing how wrong you can be.
Jason?
Sadly, part of me thinks Ginger might be onto something there. That said, I will never bring myself to pick Baron Corbin to win the heavyweight championship, so I'm going to go with Seth and Becky,
All right.
but I wouldn't be shocked if they pull the trigger.
All right, we know Sal is going with Rollins and Lynch.
That's correct.
So, Adam and Hefe both say no to a cash-in, obviously because Hefe has chosen to use his cash-in earlier. I am going with this is where the cash-in happens because we get rid of Baron Corbin, Lacey Evans, and then we have Rollins versus Brock at SummerSlam. Ginger, is there cash-in or no?
Well, no.
He already
you
had the
can't
cash in
in
Oh, that's right. You already
twice.
have. Yep, that's right. Sorry. Jason.
No.
Sal.
Yes.
Okay.
For
I
the
think the
exact
cash-in
same
happens
reason.
at SummerSlam. I think it's a bigger
No,
stage for that sort of thing.
I completely agree with Troy. Rollins and Becky are celebrating. Brock's music hit.
And then he
And-
cashes in on Becky Lynch.
No.
Your reigning,
No.
defending WWE Raw Women's Champion, Brock Lesnar.
No, he cashes in on Seth, but don't be surprised if he bumps Becky out of the ring.
He will F5 that bitch. Oh,
I was not going to go there, but you never know. It is Brock, so.
John says he can't see them jobbing Roman and Taker, and then says in the mixed tag that the mixed tag will main event, and that Seth and Becky will win.
all right. Thank you, John. All right, let's take a look at what's going on in the independent circuit. Jason. Hello? Da-da-da?